जमापुर एक ऐसी जगह है जहाँ स्ट्रेस, टेंशन, लफड़े, झगड़े सारी वीडियो को जमा करते हैं। तो फुकट शॉट मत लो, सिर्फ देते रहो।
शॉट देते सर पे सीधा जमापुर, कराओ टिकट सारी वीडियो भेजो जमापुर। कोटी पटेली देना तो भागो यहाँ से दूर, और 10 लेवल पार सीधा सामने से वार सगे ऑफ सारे कार। जमापुर बदले शॉट फुकट चीजों का भी जमापुर। मेरी सोच इन लोगों से पहुंचे ज्यादा दूर। तुझको कल का बोल पार, आज में जी ले तू यार, कर ले यार या तो पार। क्यों करते ही 5 स्टैक सारी वीडी भूल जाते, नुस्ता मचाते भूल जाते। घर के लफड़े जो बता नहीं पाते, खर्चे रोजे बढ़ते जाते। जूते नए लेने हैं पर खुद का कुछ कमा नहीं पाते। मेरे पास सारे खास, मेरे हाथ में नहीं क्लास। my dreams नहीं ये नींद, बस एक काम का बुखार। तुझे चेंज करना कल तो फिर घिस लाला आज। रो मत बीटी, लेते टाइम ही ये जो देगा सब जवाब। मेहनत करते रे मत रुकना, नहीं तू करना मत सवाल। फले मीठा पर ये सफर उससे बहुत ही लाजवाब। सारे रास्ते बंद तब कर देगा वो कुछ ना कुछ कमाल। फोकट वास्ते देने वाले लोग तो बहुत ही ये जरूरी। ठोकर खाकर ही तू लेगा सबसे लंबी ये उछाल। बस कर दे लाला, झर्रे तेरे बाल। स्ट्रेस को तू भाड़ में डाल, खुश रह मिल रहा तेरे को खाने को डाल। रख अच्छे विचार, जाना है आखिर में कंधों पे चाल। टेंशन का को ले रहा सीधा भेज जिसको किधर को। जमापुर कराओ टिकट सारी वीडियो भेजो जमापुर। कोटी पटेली देना तो भागो यहाँ से दूर, और 10 लेवल पार सीधा सामने से वार सगे ऑफ सारे कार। जमापुर बदले शॉट फुकट चीजों का भी जमापुर। मेरी सोच इन लोगों से पहुंचे ज्यादा दूर। तुझको कल का बोल पार, आज में जी ले तू यार, कर ले यार या तो पार। 8 साल का ग्राइंड तब करा शाइन, ट्रेन के खाए तके अबे फ्लाइट एवरी टाइम। टूटा हुआ पीसी पहले लो दे बहुत फ्रेम्स, तभी नहीं गिव अप किया ये पूरा करा मैंने गेम। जितने का था मेरा पीसी अभी उतने का है हेडफोन। नहीं थे नेट के पैसे इंटरनेट पे अब हूँ वेल नोन। घर पे सबको खुशी मिल रहा, नहीं चाहिए अननोन है सब। सपने से बड़ा ये सब, गिर गया फिर भी उठ के ट्राई करा बार बार हर बार। रास्ते बनते सारे आंखें नमते मेरे लिए तब राम नाम। रास्ते बनते सारे आंखें नमते मेरे, करना बहुत खाली बच्चन फूक दे रहे। सोच से कल के पर आज ही सोते रहे, सुनते कुछ नहीं खाली बनते बहरे। बोले गए अब टाइम नहीं है रील स्वाइप करने में बिजी, कल करते यार आज में वाइब नहीं है। मिलेंगे ऐसे सोचिए बोलने झूठ अपने आप से। तू सिर्फ डर अपने बाप से, बाकी दूर कर दिमाग से। और अगर आप फ्री टिकट किधर को। जमापुर कराओ टिकट सारी वीडियो भेजो जमापुर। कोटी पटेली देना तो भागो यहाँ से दूर, और 10 लेवल पार सीधा सामने से वार सगे ऑफ सारे कार।
Hello, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another beautiful live stream. It's your boy live. भाई लोग, मेरे को ना इतना हैवी फीवर था, फिर भी तो मैं कैसे तो उठाऊं भाई, कैसे तो उठाऊं भाई साहब। और आ चुके हैं हम जेंजी को हराते हुए देखने के लिए। जैसे कि आप लोगों ने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले देखा, जैसे कि आप लोगों ने देखा, T1 हार चुकी है RRQ से। T1 हैज फॉलन डाउन। अब मैं एक ट्वीट डाल देता हूं, RRQ डिड व्हाट G2 couldn't। ऐसे डाल देता हूं ट्वीट भाई साहब। ये हुई ना बात भाई, क्रेजी ना यार। दोस्तों RRQ ऐसे हारेगी, मेरे को इस पे भरोसा नहीं था यार, कि RRQ ऐसे हराएगी, इस पे भरोसा नहीं था। मतलब समझ रहे हो, जो और पैसा हाथ रखा था ना मैंने। If RRQ did, G also can। भाई मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा कि ना आज जी और जेंजी का मैच जो है ना, वो मैच ऐसा जाने जा रहा है कि भाई या तो जी मारेगी या तो जेंजी मारेगी। मेरे को लगता है 1-1 होगा, फिर उसके बाद जी जीत जाएगी। क्या बोलते हो चैट? क्योंकि जेंजी फुल्ली वॉश टीम लग रही है भाई। ये पूरे सीजन में भाई, अगर जेंजी का एक मैच देख के भी ऐसा लगा होगा तुम लोग को कि ये जेंजी वही जेंजी है जो शांघाई जीती थी, भाई नहीं यार, जेंजी नहीं दे रही मैचेस। इतना कुछ क्रेजी नहीं लग रहा जेंजी को देख के यार। Who is the best team in Pacific now? It's boom। उनके मुंह पे बोलने का ऐसा भाई ऐसा क्या बताऊं भाई मैं। जी तो अपनी फिलीपींस की टीम है ना दोस्तों। जी तो अपनी फिलीपींस की टीम है। जी तो ऑफ कोर्स फिलिपिनो ऑन टॉप। लेकिन कैरॉन मार रहा है भाई, कैरॉन मार रहा है। एक सेकंड, जेंजी का लास्ट के रिजल्ट देख लेते हैं। आ जाओ, जेंजी के लास्ट के रिजल्ट्स देखे थोड़ा। आज पहले हैवी ये करे, तोड़ा तोड़ी करे हैवी, बताए भाई कि कौन क्या है अभी। हाँ अभी देखते हैं भाई साहब। ये रहे जेंजी के पुराने रिजल्ट। जेंजी डीएफएम के अगेंस्ट जीती है और पेपर एक्स के अगेंस्ट जीती है। ये तो नहीं, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है। बूम के अगेंस्ट हार गई जेंजी भाई, पर बूम सारा बहुत ज्यादा ही स्ट्रांग है यार। हाँ, जिमकिन कूल का जस्ट 81 भाई यार। लास्ट में ये क्या हुआ? लास्ट के मैच में कितना किल तक जिमकिन को? 24-11 भाई साहब, 24-11। ओ शिट भाई, टेक्सचर हैवी मारेगा आज। आप लोग को ऐसा लग रहा है, आप लोगों को ऐसा लग रहा है कि मतलब चांस भी ऐसा लग रहा है आप लोगों को जेनजी के पास? भाई नहीं यार, मेरे को नहीं लगता, मेरे को नहीं लगता भाई, मेरे को नहीं लगता दोस्तों कि यार आज मतलब कुछ तगड़ा दिखाएगी जेनजी। मेरे को लगता है जी भर देगी भाई। आज हम लोग को बहुत टाइम के बाद वो देखने को मिलेगा, पता है क्या? जी की जीत। आज जी जीत रही है भाई। आई बिलीव, या तो आज जी जीतेगी या तो आज बहुत गंदा हारेगी। दोनों के बीच में कुछ नहीं होने वाला भाई। आरसीबी के मैच के वक्त स्ट्रीम करते हो? अरे भाई साहब क्या बताऊं भाई, क्या बताऊं। मैं देख रहा था यार, मैं देख रहा था आरसीबी वर्सेस आरआर। मस्त चल रहा है यार वो भी। आज जीत जाएगी आरसीबी, आज तो इजी है। जी पे एम है, लेकिन आज पैट्रिक पॉपऑफ करना चाहिए। दोस्तों बताओ, प्रेडिक्शंस बताओ जरा, चैट में स्पैम हो जाए। कौन सी टीम आप लोगों को लग रहा है कि आज इस विक्ट्री को अपने साथ घर ले जाने वाली है और आगे क्वालिफाई करने वाली है? क्योंकि अगर इनमें से कोई जीतता है तो वो क्वालिफाई करेगा। हाँ, नहीं क्वालिफाई नहीं करेगा, बट वो बहुत ऊपर आ जाएगा ना। अबे आरआर की उधर क्वालिफाई कर जाएगी, ठीक है। अरे थैंक यू सो मच फॉर द 40 हिटमैन मेरा भाई। Congratulations on 40K. Yes sir, we did it. जेनजी जीतेगी। अबे यार तुम लोग तो बहुत वो यार जेनजी के साइड हो। मेरे को तो लग रहा था साला जी के साइड रहोगे यार। ऐसा मत करो अपनी फिलिपिनो टीम के साथ दोस्तों। हमारी फिलिपिनो टीम के साथ ऐसा नहीं करते। अबे एक चीज बताओ मेरे को चैट, एक चीज बताओ। बूम क्वालिफाई हो गई है प्लेऑफ के लिए। बूम क्वालिफाई हो गई है प्लेऑफ के लिए। यहाँ पे बूम क्वालिफाइड है। टोटल 1 2 प्लेऑफ में कितनी टीम जाएगी? 1 2 3 4 5 6, 6 टीम जाएगी। आपकी चेयर कौन सी? एक्सक्लेमेशन मार्क चेयर। नहीं, कितनी टीम जाएगी? ओमेगा 1 ओमेगा 2 ओमेगा 3। अच्छा, लोअर में भी। व्हाट भाई, ये क्या बात हो गई? 8 टीम क्यों जाएगी भाई? ये क्या बात हो गई? मां कसम सबको ही क्वालिफाई कर दो ना यार। मतलब अगर आज जी जीतती है तो जी हो जाएगी 2-2 और जेनजी भी हो जाएगी 2-2 और राउंड डिफरेंस अभी भी जेनजी के पास है। तो जी अगर आज जीतती भी है तो भी जी फोर्थ पे रहेगी। बट अगर जी आज हारती है और पेपर एक्स अपने ये दोनों मैचेस जीतती है तो जी बाहर भी हो सकती है। या फिर डीएफएम, नहीं डीएफएम तो घंटा नहीं जीत रही भाई। नहीं, पेपर एक्स के अगेंस्ट तो जीत जाएगी डीएफएम यार। अबे अबे तो ये तो ठीक है, ये वाला ग्रुप तो सॉर्टेड है कि आरआरक्यू T1 टैलोन नोंगशिम जाएगी। ये दोनों टीम तो हग्गास है एकदम। ये दोनों टीम क्यों है पता नहीं अभी तक भाई साहब। टीम सीक्रेट तो जी से भी खराब है, वो अभी भी है। लोगों का ध्यान नहीं जाता भाई। इतनी लेट 3:30 को मैच था ना? नहीं 3:30 को कहा है। I think BME will be watched in playoffs. भाई what I feel is कि बूमी स्पोर्ट्स है ना दोस्तों, वो जाएगी जरूर मास्टर्स टोरंटो और वहां जाके हार जाएगी। मास्टर्स टोरंटो जाके हार जाएगी, मेरे को तो ऐसा ही लग रहा है। तो जी को भी एक विन चाहिए, जी को एक विन मिल जाती है आज। और जेंजी का नेक्स्ट मैच क्या है? DRX हार गई, जेंजी तो गई। जी को आज एक विन मिल गया तो जी तो आ जाएगी ऊपर, क्योंकि जेंजी DRX से बहुत बुरी तरीके से हारने वाली है। और जी का नेक्स्ट मैच पेपर एक्स है, जो कि 100% जी जीतेगी। अबे तो मतलब मैंने आज गायास घोस्ट ले ली नाइट मार्केट से 1083 VP में। क्या बात है, कंग्रेचुलेशंस। क्लर्ज भाई अपनी टीम बनाते हैं, ठीक है। शेड्यूल 1 गैंग के साथ कब? भाई आज तो हाइड्रा भाई आए हुए हैं ना, पता नहीं आज हाइड्रा भाई से मिलने जाएंगे नहीं जाएंगे, बट कुछ सीन पता नहीं है मेरे को आज का। मोस्टली मैं तो ये इसके बाद वैलोरेंट खेलूंगा या फिर इस मैच के बाद चले जाऊंगा भाई, क्योंकि मेरे को अभी भी अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है ज़्यादा। मैं तो सिर्फ मैच देखने के लिए आया हूँ जी का भाई। बट ये टॉप 4 यार, मेरे को तो लग रहा है कि जी फिर पहुंच जाएगी प्लेऑफ में, पर जी शायद लोअर ब्रैकेट में ही जाए सीधा। या तो जी यहाँ जाएगी या तो यहाँ जाएगी, ये दोनों के ऊपर तो नहीं जा सकती। तो यहाँ से हारी तो घर, पर यहाँ से अगर हार जीतती है जी, नहीं अल्फा ग्रुप है ना वो, सॉरी अल्फा है, हाँ तो ठीक है। फिर भी यहाँ जाएगी, या तो यहाँ जाएगी या तो यहाँ जाएगी। और ओमेगा के सेकंड के साथ मैच होगा, जो कि T1 है, मतलब जी का जीजी है। मतलब जी एनी विच वे जा चुकी है यार। हाँ मतलब एनी विच वे जी तो खत्म हो गई यार दोस्तों। आ जाओ, मैच चालू हो चुका है भाई साहब। जेन जी से भिड़ना पड़ेगा जी को पहले। अबे ये जीत जाएगी यार जी, इजी गेम है आज। देखो भाई तुम लोग।
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think it's what I wanted to see. At the end of the day, Patrick, who similar to suggest in GENG in a very different way, has been put in a difficult position. He did not have a lot of experience. I like the addition of people like Kelly S or people like Papi, where these guys have proven experience
यार
in some
दोस्तों,
of Philippines top teams.
ये फिलिपिनो है।
Have that same pedigree playing in the
अबे डेरियन खेल रहा है।
some of the top Filipino teams. So I think it was always
नहीं खेल रहा
to transition to a stage environment. You see someone like Primi with limited experience perform so well on talent. That's the exception to the rule. Usually as a rookie without much proven tier 2 experience,
good morning
Rishabh
bhai. No
Patrick. Pacific. And unfortunately that's what we saw from Patrick Hu. So maybe there's a bit more of a future there, but I think in this do or die game at this stage when you're कुछ करा भी कहां वैसे पर है ना दोस्तों, you've got to get serious as GE, and I think putting someone with a lot of experience, even if he's not going to like the world like Darion, he just needs to be decent, and I think that's going to be a lot more of a competitive GE. I don't need to see something outrageous.
जानी नहीं है बॉडी के अंदर कि बना भी सकूं यार।
I got a feel for Patrick Hu. I mean, 2 of the 3 games that he played were against Boom and DRX.
हाँ भाई बेस्ट है यार। जिन लोगों ने किक ऑफ देखा है वो मेरे को बताओ, उड़ान मस्त डुएलिस्ट खेला था ना।
I thought he looked good during kickoff, and I think we're going to pick up where we left off and try and really get the ball rolling for GE.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. There was a bit of a shine that we saw from Global Esports in kickoff, and we have yet to see that come back. Now, GENG is another one of those teams where we obviously saw fire from this team last year, and now with the
win playoff secured,
it's been a little bit difficult for them to find.
They lose to DRX in the next game, and PeoPleX beats DFM and GE. It's an easy 3-way tie. Map diff decides, and never mind things confirmed yet.
They're probably going to win. So is that all it takes?
तो आज जेंजी को जीतना है क्वालीफाई करने के लिए।
No, I mean at the end of the day, the championship core is still fantastic. These players are still some of the best players in Pacific.
If GE wins today, that means Horsebye is
still developing as a player, and he's playing that
अभी just हाइड्राबाई को मिला कॉमिकॉन में, क्या बात है?
Something that he has played in the past, so he's kind of finding his footing. But I
साला मेरे को फीवर नहीं रहता ना यार, आज सुबह मैं भी आ गया
होता। Some might say of Foxy9 was the right decision, and I think in the game where he came back up and played against DFM, he was fantastic. So I want to see if he's going to continue in that fine form, because although it was a weaker opponent, given how DFM's been playing after kickoff, he still did look confident, and particularly this Lotus was like,
Foxy खेल रहा है?
You saw that him and Munchkin were like handshaking their way to a victory. You just could not get past that combo.
Yeah, I felt like he came back with something to prove.
Yeah.
He was basically saying to the
Foxy
coaching
खेल
staff,
रहा है?
hey, I can't believe you took me out. This is what you were missing that whole time. And he lit up the server, so he's going to want to bring that energy again today. And, you know, Foxy guys, or Foxy 9 is always a fun guy to watch. Let's say that one fast. That's a tongue twister.
He's a foxy guy.
He's a foxy guy.
These stats are so misleading, it's ridiculous. Like, the dude's played 30 rounds or something. So, like, I love this. But this is farming DFM in a singular series. Let's not get carried away. Let's see some more samples, let's see some playoffs. Although, I will say in kickoff, he was decent. And the agent to the left of him is interesting to highlight, Cypher, because that was by far his worst agent in kickoff. But a lot of that was predicated off Abyss games, which is not in the map pool anymore. So I think overall, if he's playing Killjoy, he looked phenomenal on the Vice as well on Lotus. He shouldn't have as many issues, to be honest. I think Cypher's been also his weak agent.
Hopefully he picks up on the Cypher here, and as you can see, well, you don't see it here. I did put Foxy 9 on mine, and it does seem to be a little bit of a hot take. I know when we have options like Munchkin,
big time
but I do trust in
भाई इन लोग ने किसी RRQ के player को रखा ही नहीं था भाई,
especially against this matchup today. Foxy 9 did say in his interview last week or the week before, last week. Anyway, that he's matured a lot. He's learned a lot.
यार आज तो क्या खेली RRQ यार.
Session there, kind of
Foxy 9 lurks like Nats gives too much beating. हाँ ना भाई.
So I think this counts for a lot.
अबे तो आज GENG की कौन सी टीम खेल रही है?
We're seeing growth across the board. We saw it with RRQ as well. You know, you've seen Monyet grow from like his little Monyet days, and now he's, you know, becoming a playoffs Monyet. Yeah.
Ash खेल रहा है.
Our map draft. I'm a little bit curious
और
how
Foxy 9 खेल रहा है. Suggest नहीं खेल रहा है ना?
And I'm of course hoping to see Global step up a little.
Evange Gamer, thank you so much, भाई.
2-0 kind of day, right?
Yeah. So
No suggest.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, GENG have been
Foxy
changing
9
up their
खेल रहा
ban
है.
time and time
और
again.
यहाँ पैट्रिक हु क्यों है? डेरियन खेल रहा है. माँ कसम.
Which has been one of Global's more successful maps.
Oi,
Lotus are going to go out on the side of GE. They're also banning a strength of their opponents.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting because we've seen GE be perma-banning Ascent before today. So that is an interesting change tactic that they're bringing into their veto. They've got something prepared for that. GENG picking Haven.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too surprising. Global have changed up what they've been doing on Haven. They did have Uditar over on the ISO, and they were playing double duelists, so we'll see if that continues, especially with Haven coming back into the lineup. That is something they could definitely consider. Pearl going to be the pick there for GE, which is something that they've dabbled with a little bit, and I believe you've seen GENG play it once, if I remember correctly. And yeah, they lost versus T1 in kickoff.
Yeah, I think this is another idea of kind of spotting that weakness in your opponents when it comes to the map draft. I think that's what Global are trying to do, but Ascent is that map 3, so it's going to be interesting if it goes that far to see what GE have got prepared.
If GE wants to win,
you were saying they were perma-banning it before, they were mostly banning it. GE had the choice between the last two. It was Icebox or Ascent, and they opted to start Ascent, and they will have to face GENG starting off defense. But I don't think I mind that as much.
I also feel the same.
When GENG played that initial game of Ascent,
आज GE जीतेगी ऐसा लग रहा है, पता नहीं क्यों मेरे को भी ऐसा ही लग रहा है GE जीतेगी.
was on the Cypher, and they had the core 3 of the players playing all of their comfort roles. I was thinking they're going to be sweet, and they did not win that map. They did not look great on Ascent. So maybe that's not as safe as I would usually say it should be for GENG.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, but I am curious, and I do like to see how each of these teams have reworked maps, especially like Ascent, because as we've been seeing, the meta has shifted a little bit, and it's a little bit more fun to see what they've cooked up. Now, Haven, we've seen both of these teams show their Haven, as you were mentioning. The Global Esports does like to play
ISO और Yoru खेले थे,
yeah, I mean, they lost to Boom in a closer game, but I remember that game being Boom front-running a lot, and GE kind of made a comeback towards the end. So maybe a bit misleading that it was a 13-11, but at least a little bit more promising. Like I said before, though, for GE, if they are going to play that same comp, that means Darion as well as Uditar on the Darion will have to play Yoru, and that'll be Kelly's on the Cypher, and he'll have to call on the Cypher again, which I wasn't as much of a fan of. I would rather than just play the meta comp, Darion maybe on Cypher or Uditar on Cypher, someone on Jet, and then Kelly's on the Breach. I think Kelly's is phenomenal on the Breach. It's my favorite agent to watch him play. Whereas GENG, they love this Viper comp, right?
Yeah, I mean, one thing quickly for GE is we don't know how long they've had this swap in the
भाई ये तो
works
G
for,
वाला
so
बंदा है ना?
if they've only put him in this week, you've had less
ये तो
time
G
to
वाला
work
है ना
and
ये?
stuff. But to the point of GENG, they love this Viper
ये
on
half
Haven.
तक
They've
लिया?
been doing it forever, and I think we should expect to see that again.
ये
'cause
पहले G
why
का
would
कोस्ट
they
था ना?
change? They love it.
Can I share a little bit of like the bumping into the player in the elevator
of
thing?
course.
But this was like 2 weeks ago when
GG
Darion wasn't
close.
playing, and he looked pretty confident that he would be playing again. So I think they've been talking about this for a while. That's my like assumption based on that. So I think we should see good things from Global Esports.
What?
So despite Mika's bias,
Mika
I guess
Singh?
you can call it what it is. Despite that, I think there's a chance here.
Mika
In
Singh
terms of
अकेला G के side है.
percentages, it's a GE, you know, the rest of
बाकी
us
सब
have
लोग
picked
GENG
Gen
की
G.
side है.
What kind of
I
percentage?
don't know
like,
why मेरे को
chance
अंदर ही अंदर लग रहा है ये सब लोग की बोलती बंद होने वाली है, जी जीतने वाली है,
That's a lot.
ये सब लोग की
Yeah, I think
बोलती बंद
the
होगी.
change kind of hurts that. I would say if Darion was in for longer, I would give
Yeah?
it like a 65-35, a 70-30, to be honest. I think GE with Darion, I would rather see him in the Senti role and Udatan on Duelist, but I'm not sure that's actually what's going to happen.
19% G के side है. भाई मेरी chat में तो 64 है.
Yeah, I give him 25. I give him 25. I think Gen G is still a little bit on the shaky side, but they're probably
Mika जी
the
को प्यार
pretty
दो.
safe bet here. Particularly the Ascent as a
आवाज
third map,
करो
though,
Mika जी के लिए.
does scare me a little bit because
Yeah.
Gen G did look pretty shocking on that the
But
last time
I
saw
also
it.
think Ascent is scary if you're a GE fan. They've been banning this map.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ
They've
आप
been
थोड़ा
consistently
पनौती कम
banning
लगाओ.
this
मैं
map,
नहीं
so
लगाता
whatever
भाई
they're
पनौती.
preparing, they've had to rush. So I think if this goes the distance, Gen G will take that Ascent. I'm still pretty confident in Gen G.
All right, I'm inclined to agree
हाँ,
with you
तूने
guys
तो G को
here.
कुछ कराया
I know
नहीं
the
ना?
map checks out for Gen G, but we'll just have to wait and see. We're going to send it down to the stage and welcome our two
Let's
Gs,
go.
Gen G and Global Esports. Oh no, we're not. They're not ready.
Oh, no.
They're like getting ready because
Really?
They got stuck in the elevator.
They're stuck in the elevator,
lock
but I'm
them
not
in?
there. But I'm not there to talk
Darion's
to them.
not looking
Guys.
confident anymore. Mika, you want to change your... No, I'm kidding.
इसमें तुम्हें क्या लगता है कौन जीतेगा?
I think for
2-1 G.
GE, like the thing that I really want to see is like what we saw from kickoff.
Klurge एक
The
बार बोल दो
individuals
GENG
need to
जीतेगी,
wake
फिर
up.
G की
Like
victory
Patrick,
secure.
who did not
मेरे
have the
बोलने
best
से कुछ नहीं
performance,
होगा
we've
यार.
subbed him out.
तुम
We
लोग को
put
लग रहा
somebody
है
else who has got a little bit
मैं
more
जिंक्स करता हूँ और मेरे बोलने से होगा ऐसा?
That alone is not enough.
हाँ?
You need to see
ऐसा लगता है तुम्हें?
clutches and getting in some better form because he's been a little bit shocking.
भाई
since
पुल
the
भी नहीं.
latest
अबे
stage
चमन
of
आदमी
kickoff.
वो
And
G
he's
का
a safe one,
assistant
and I
coach
say
था
that
ना?
lovingly 'cause I love Poppy
Lockdown
with all
kid
of my
कहीं
heart.
के.
He's
He
my
plays the
favorite player.
Poppy song until he started getting disappointed.
I know. I've stopped playing it, so I'm hoping that I'm
Time
going to put it
गद्दार
on
निकला.
again. But also, I think Crystal, since he's been off the Sova and onto Teo, his KPR's gone down a lot. The fragging potential of him as
हर्ष
an
भाई
individual
सिंह
player has
सर आज
gone
हर्ष
down
भाई
a lot,
स्ट्रीम नहीं कर रहे
in
हैं
this
और
current
आज अगर
Teo
जी
meta. I
जीत
think
गई
it's
ना तो
gonna be
आज के
plays
बाद
with
उनको
Crystal
वॉच
as
पार्टी
well.
नहीं
So
करने
I wanna
दूंगा जी
ask,
के मैच
we've
की
chosen
और
two
जी
top
मास्टर्स
players
जीत
to go
जाएगी.
here. I've
Yeah.
gone with Kellyas, you go with Udatan.
Yeah.
Why do you think Udatan was the play today?
I think his last series was promising, even though they didn't have a good time. He still fragged
पर
out,
कुछ
and I
भी
think
बोलो,
he's, you know,
मैच
trying to
जीतने
play
के
with
बाद
confidence,
जी
play on something
फोटो
like the ISO. So I think Udatan is a good pick. I hope he plays a lot of Duelist, even though I know that's going to.
हिस्ट्री knows Klurge by don't jinx for real
I
भाई.
almost did pick Kelly S as well. I'm a
Yeah.
big Kelly S fan. The thing is, I knew that Haven was definitely going to be in the pool here.
Juvenile
because
है इस
GE and
मैच.
GE, both of these teams are fine to play Haven, and I think
Juvenile भाई तो जमा हो गए. अबे ये कौन सा Red Bull है बे?
Deadlock, but I just don't want to see him on Sentis as much.
I think his Cypher is good. I think calling from that Sentinel role is harder, but you could open yourself up as an individual, because how it will tend to work is if you're calling, you're able to find those low positions.
Shen versus
call the
Loud
team
देखा
back.
देखा
So I
मैंने
think
कल
you
Loud
call on
कमबैक
yourself
कर दी
for
थी
the
ऑलमोस्ट
That's
पर
what I
लास्ट
see.
मैप में पेल दिया भाई Loud को.
I had a
Loud वैसे भी 11-13 जीती थी ना.
Really solid picks, and going with Udatan.
MIBR का मैच कब है?
But I
MIBR
do
का
want to see
मैच?
the rest of Global Esports step up. We've seen their full potential already. Let's see if they can do it again.
Which is the
Gonna go
worst
to the stage and
monster
welcome the
नहीं only Red Bull भाई. क्या पीते हो भाई? मर जाओगे एक आध दिन. अरे गाना वाना मत चलाओ. DRX T1 को ऐसा सामने क्यों रखा भाई? अरे भाई साहब ये क्या है? नाइस पिस्टल. भाई बेचारी T1 तो आज भाई फ्री फंड में निकल गई भाई. जेमकिन पेल के चला गया T1 को. सोचो दोस्तों इतना आसान था T1 को हराना, फिर भी G2 नहीं हरा पाई. आ जाओ, लेट्स गो।
GENG. All right, we got new walkout music for these two teams. Now we got GENG in a very interesting position. If they win today, they are in the fourth playoff. And if not, a lot of fate lies in the hands of their group. And it's also very fascinating. 2025 is a very different year for GENG. Karen didn't really know what until now.
Yeah, I mean, Karen has been, you know, up and down. He did have a good week last week, so is he finding that form? We have to wait and see today. But for GENG, win and you are in the playoffs. You can control your own destiny. That's what it's all about for this squad today.
Absolutely, and they're going to be facing against Global Esports. Now, Global Esports, what I want to see from this team is the sparkle that we saw at the beginning of kickoff. When Poppy was bragging out of his mind against Team Secret, every single one of these players has that potential. They've shown it in various matches, but can they string it all back together, especially today? This is so important for them to win.
It's going to be very hard for them. They've got a lot of puzzle pieces that they have to connect. You know,
G2 versus Lip का मैच देखा, I think मेरे से सबसे banger मैच था.
They took a gamble on a rookie that didn't work out.
देखने लायक था. एक मैच giveaway कर दिया था.
At the end of the day, though, the task is simple for Global. You're versing two former Pacific Titans to close out this group, and they both look shaky and susceptible. So if you can, you know, ignite that spark and actually make some upsets happen, you could still go to the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. And things like that can happen here. Now, GENG are the favorites to win for today. But when it comes to Global Esports, again, the potential is there. Can they bring it back up? Can they shake off a lot of the losses that have been hitting them over the last few weeks?
Yeah, I think that's going to knock the confidence a lot. I think it's very, very unlikely. But again, it's going to come down to what they built this team off of, which is the individual power that they have in the roster. The individual players can win this game if they bring confidence and find impact in the server. You don't need some crazy in-depth strategy or anything like that. You don't need to outplay GENG tactically. You need to outplay them on an individual basis and let these fantastic players actually shine in the server.
You can't let those previous losses get to you. You are still in playoff contention. If they win this game, they are able to control their own destiny very, very confidently and have some of the other results fall in their favor even. So it is still all to play for both of these teams today. But yeah, hopefully them bringing in Darion will reinvigorate this team, relight that passion that we saw from them in kickoff.
Yeah, now they are fully global here, bringing a Singaporean back to their squad. This should be a good one. I'm hoping all the best for Global Esports. And of course, I say this, they are
the
underdog today, just to be absolutely clear. The first map is going to be Haven. Here are the Asian picks. Not too much has changed, especially things have changed.
Yeah, no, GE, I mean, GE what they were doing before. Crystal's on I need to see him and Papi get involved in the mid-round and have a lot of strong plays. And then obviously Yutatan and Darion being the duelist duo on the ISO and the Jet.
GENG, why would they change? They don't need to change. They love this composition. They love doing it this way. We've seen this time and time again from them. They love the Viper here. They are 3-1, only losing this map to Boom in overtime.
तो एक साइड इधर है या तो एक साइड उधर है भाई साहब.
Feeling very confident.
अभी कुछ भी हो सकता है.
Foxy9 looking good, looking happy, being back in the squad, being welcomed back there after, you know, sitting in the naughty boy corner for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, mum and dad put him in the naughty corner, and then they came back, and all of the chores were done, and they were very happy with him.
Naughty boy corner बोल रहे हैं.
Love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're gonna send it back to our casters to take us through the second series of
G जीतेगी speed run. Let's go.
Alrighty, second series coming up is GENG going up against Global Esports, but a different look, obviously. Darion back on the starting roster. This double duelist still going to be sticking through here on the Haven, but we get to see Yutatan back into that duelist seat where he was excelling.
He seems to be one of the few other players in Pacific who's been able to pick up the ISO alongside Meteor and play it to a really high level. He was really pushing Boom Esports on this map the last time they played it, so really curious to see if they're going to be able to continue with that. Obviously, Jet instead of a Yoru is going to be kind of the difference for GE. Darion's comfort role in that Jet, an agent we know he can slam on.
Prediction दो chat. Prediction दो, मेरी prediction होगी.
rejuvenated with Foxy 9 back in the roster.
ये वाला मैच GENG जीतेगी. 13-8.
Spice it up a little bit here, make it a little bit more palatable, perhaps. Let's see if they're going to be able to do it. As we get ready to jump into Haven. And yes, I just enjoy smack talking the other regions.
Yeah,
it's a fun little pastime.
I've noticed that.
Oh.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here trying to play diplomat. Keep everybody happy.
I think life's just easier and better when you realize that you can't do that, and it's better to just piss people off instead.
Is it easier though? Is it? Well, you know, a little bit of util thrown out early, but they're just going to use that opportunity to real clear that space. Ash looking for the jump peaks, but didn't find the timing. Orb grabbed, trying to fast track those kill contracts for Yudotan.
Yep. Peek out there from Ash. Big glimpse on multiple players. We'll just go ahead and send out the concuss. Everybody from Global Esports quickly backpedaling them. Peek out from window, able to find one kill.
ये लोग वापस एक तरफ रोटेट कर रहे हैं भाई. अबे यार A पे 3 stack है already.
Here for them. Texture.
ले.
Got himself positioned up on top of the box here.
ले.
Very much going to be a bit more of an unexpected angle when you're not playing against a jet. Clear out on that recon.
Yeah.
Seem to be seen there. Paranoia going across, and for now, Global Esports still going to be held at bay. This site absolutely locked down, and once again, Global going to have to go on a bit of a pivot.
This has to be where they go because of timing.
Dash at the ready here from Darion. Swing, see if he gets a peek out, and we'll just go ahead and abandon this one Munchkin.
Oh no, nice!
Forward, a bit of damage across onto Yudotan, but overall, plant can come through. Salvo's now going to be sent out. The slide forward.
Poppy, bhai!
Poppy should have had him absolutely dead to rights, but it's only going to be Munchkin
as
the lone casualty here on the side of GENG, and they will take the opening pistol here on Haven.
Yeah, I mean, Texture just barely sliding underneath Poppy's classic, but you know, GE trying to work the map as best as they could. Maybe had an opportunity, but because of the poison cloud there, and you know that Munchkin's probably not too far behind. Snakebite was coming through. Didn't feel like they could comfortably push C, go over to A. There's a stack there, they get a sense of it. Have to try for B, and at that point the time was ticking down, so GENG was able to make a pretty good read. Come through there, nice shots from Ash. Texture gonna slide through.
भाई वो ऐश को मैंने अभी गाली भरी थी 3-0 है भाई वो.
GENG, happy to see that Munchkin's poison cloud landing in the right spot.
पूरे मैच 6 मारेगा बस.
That's a plus. Contingency out to grab the orb.
अबे उसका अल्ट भी रेडी है.
Away from that kill contract.
अबे Yudotan का अल्ट आ गया ऑलमोस्ट. ये राउंड एक बार मरेगा और अगले राउंड अल्ट.
Probably will, even if he just dies and doesn't get a kill here. Probably just feed him another orb in the next round. So.
4.
Good management
4 और भाई उसके पास
from GE
और सिमुलेटर क्या बात है.
Oh,
ooh. Munchkin's like, if there's more than one, it could be a problem.
Yeah, opts to back away. Snakebite though at the ready here as the entry coming through on the garage. As it's going to be a bit of a meat grinder situation. Texture's there in window. The double push down. Spike now going to be on the floor. As the smoke lands here right on top of Darion. Swing in. Clean up here. GENG looking for the flawless anti-eco Texture. Needing to maybe tuck away. Does have 2 HP. All it takes is one stray right-click bullet to just come flying your way to put you down. As
nice. लो किया उसको. भाग गया
Foxy. Costly.
भाग गया भाई.
Go ahead, push forward, fill that space. The flawless is going to be confirmed. Given the investments, very solid here from the side of GENG. On a knife's edge of nearly losing out on a couple of those weapons, but they'll be holding on to all of them going into the
yeah, good management of the situation. You know, util comes out. They have a better response. Relay bolt, snakebite. There was a turret there. Give them that preparation they need to get that set up. Saw Paranoia flying through. Everything in the kitchen sink for GENG.
यार, we should not forget chat कि ये GENG वही GENG
just losing his mind.
जो कुछ भी कर सकती है.
But that's a given for GENG. Early smoke out, Munchkin trying to disrespect it, but absolutely cannot. Might have gotten spotted by Global Esports briefly. Texture going to clear a trip and retreat. At least keep that in the back of Global's minds that could be a lurk coming through.
Yeah, still do have that one trip set up outside that mid window, so A bit more cover here for him. Here's the grab. Yudotan
nice.
snatching up Munchkin.
Arre,
That
dikha bhai.
bulldog, so it can be a quick break on the shield.
Nice.
Then Yudotan still able to go ahead and confirm the kill. Crystal comes away
Kya
with
baat
two.
hai?
Foxy 9 at range. Spectre
Kya
in hand,
baat
able to
hai?
find one, but
Gaya's
Barring
vengeance.
texture
ये हुई
finding
ना बात.
some pretty hefty impact. That might be the one kill that GENG is able to find here.
Let's go, bhai.
Global Esports looking to play out a very clean anti-bonus.
Yeah, really nice to see from them. Just good patience all around. Finally got that ult into play. Texture, what do you have in store for us? Everybody's hiding.
भाई वो इधर तक swing करने के बाद वो check क्यों कर
Crystal
रहा है?
who's out in the open. And
Nice.
shot goes whizzing past his shoulder. A 3K here from Crystal. As a Global Esports
Darion खेल रहा है, हाँ भाई.
themselves on the board.
Okay, so kind of all according to plan there. Even though you lose the pistol, get the kill contract early for Yudotan. He's able to find success in that. Oh, they line up for Crystal there at the Vandal. 2 headshots. Nasty stuff from him.
Nice.
Gonna need some more of that.
ये एक और round है अपना दोस्तों.
Very capable of popping off.
Heard one of those keywords there. I believe it might have been Kelly S who shouted out. It was confidence. You know,
yeah,
play confidently.
Well, for what it's worth, I know things have been a bit of a struggle for Global in this
ये
stage.
क्या turret है भाई?
I do love the way Kelly S maintains his composure,
ये क्या turret है भाई?
energy. He's done a really good job as the leader of this team. Even though it's been rough
भाई
sledding at
Foxy भाई का
times,
setup तो danger है.
always been a positive impact on them. And
सीधा
you
मुंह
can
पे
hear
turret लगा
all
के
the
आया
time
भाई.
up here in the booth. We're 2 stories above the players, and I can hear Kelly screaming down there sometimes. And now Crystal also has a Hunter's Fury off the back of that previous round. Ash does have his ult. So trying to get a little bit of info. Now you're going to know Ash's position. How do you want to play that? Do you want to keep trying to press forward? All of the info utility used for Crystal, still waiting on the recon to come back up.
Thinking maybe they get a catch here on one of these players, but Armageddon not going to be finding anyone.
Timing.
The double push up here, and Salvo is going to be sent on as well, just looking to try to hold things off. The spike, however, a little bit faster this time compared to what we were seeing in the pistol. Global ushering this across over towards that C site. Alarm bot going to get cleared out, but still some damage taken by the nano swarms as Foxy 9 playing up inside here of that smoke.
Foxy क्या right है भेंडी? मर मर.
Now though, going to get spammed down. Kelly S approaching from garage, finding that kill. Munchkin tucks back.
क्या बात है Kelly?
Blast of the Hunter's Fury, but they still need to get the spike planted. 10 seconds remaining. Actually going to be taking down Kauron here versus Crystal. The swing coming through, goes for the slight little adjustment on the wide swing.
ये क्या था?
Kauron playing it beautifully. And that is going to be GENG stopping GE from getting the tie-up.
Yeah, I thought that round had some potential there for Global. The early utilization of Ash's ult, plus I think they throw a Paranoia down the A ramp. But that's a nice play from Foxy. Something you don't see very often is him push it up ahead of that, into that poison cloud. He had his turret pretty far forward there to kind of give him the early warning.
ये क्या था भाई साहब?
Get into that position.
I hope we get more fights between Crystal and Kauron, just because I feel like both of them are going to be such a good example of raw aim as well as movement.
Yeah.
And Kauron able to get the better of him there in that previous round.
4-1,
But I'm hoping that we
5-1.
get to see a couple more 1v1s between those two.
Ignore that initial spray from Kauron a little bit.
Kelly मर भी गया.
It was all
कौन
just
मारा
to
भाई
get Crystal a
Kelly
false
इसको
sense
ध्यान
of
भी नहीं दिया
security.
Yeah, it's like he's whiffed. I've got time. I swear. Well, Yudotan got really beat up at the beginning of this round. Kelly S downed by Kauron. So they're going to try to
Karen मारा.
clear out the util. They do.
Value shot
Karen
dart.
भाई.
Yep. That was a nice one. Good memory from the previous round when Kelly S ate a lot of that nano.
Let's go Darion भाई घुसो. घुसो
cleared.
Darion भाई
One
घुसो.
back sight.
Darion भाई डरने का नहीं है घुसो.
You break through.
Ooh, Foxy considering swinging in.
कसम.
Might be good timing
Timing.
now.
Timing.
Nope. Faces back forward, the tail went up. Chases in, finds the headshot. Looks for a little bit more, but Crystal able to shut him down. Justine Poppy now left standing as Paranoia sent
गलत
whiffs.
flash डाला उसने.
Connect onto either of these players as Poppy looks to go ahead, take the opening fight. Kauron able to find one. And Crystal, yeah. That's going to have that aim. Picture goes sliding across the way. GENG going to be off to a 4-1 start.
Yeah, some really solid side anchoring from Foxy 9.
नहीं जीत रही Klurge में
Doing a
reverse.
great job of playing delay.
मैं इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ जेंजी ये क्या कर रहे माँ कसम भाई ये लोग मजे कर रहे हैं
fun here, our Munchkin and Texture. What has gotten into those two today?
Yeah, I heard Texture yelling.
Yeah.
I think he was screaming at him to give him the defuse.
I mean, those two are
ने देखा तो था उसको
quite the combo. Okay, I was hoping we'd maybe get a little bit deeper into that. There's going to be a timeout from Global Esports. I mean, I didn't get to see the ult charges, so I wasn't sure who maybe in terms of that was more deserving. But maybe Texture just wants to get the overdrive going and slide through. But yeah, just really nice classic stuff from GENG there on that retake as well. Karan was sitting in the smoke waiting. Got his before he was traded, and then you just send Texture out. Munchkin follows up off the crosshair break. Get that final kill, so elevated.
ये देखो अपना कोच बैठा है
Animated. Looks like he brought Patrick into the booth with him there. Give him a little bit of moral support. Aw. That's cute.
I like this coach, bhai.
There's a dad and his son.
Aw.
Chilling out in the coaching booth. All right, well, it is going to be a bit of a weaker purchase here, and...
18 साल का coach let's go भी करना है
they're both at 2 remaining.
Okay, so there was a reasonable argument to be made for both sides. See, that's my diplomat coming through again.
I'd say given the economic situation of GENG, they probably could delay the overdrive and go for a defensive pit.
Yeah, I mean, Munchkin's probably got more legs to stand on for sure. There's that early turret. Last time Foxy was playing close. And he is sort of, again, a little bit wider on the angle this time. No poison cloud isn't up yet. It's in front of him.
Foxy able to find the first. Decent sheriff shot there from Darion into. The drawdown on the rifle. Karan now going to be noted.
Let's go, bhai.
Going to be exchanged here on both sides. Darion does get stunned up the side, and here Texture's able to collect that kill.
Texture भाई तो रुकने का नाम नहीं ले रहा.
Out. Going to try to spot a little bit more here. He's just quickly going to be backing away. Crystal sprinting over a long sight for the moment, completely opened up. Ash not too far away. They're just trying to double stack and note this, but Karan will just go ahead and win out the fight. The flanker now dead.
Now you know it's clear. Can get through and get that plant pretty easily. Texture still over on C. I mean, there's a world where he dashed over. To be a little bit careful of that, but no guns are going to be able to be collected by Poppy and Crystal, so just those sheriffs, but see if they can match with Darion.
ये लोग इतना वेट क्यों कर रहे हैं?
Sharp shots.
Shot पूरा clear करते हुए आ रहे हैं.
Watch in heaven. Closest Poppy.
ये kill मिल जाना चाहिए. Oh, nice.
What? Hello?
Did Texture land into that shot?
Seems like it. Time is ticking here. GENG need to get a move on. Global Esports, they're going to try to seal this one away. Crystal finds that hit. There's the ping reveal. Ash gets the spike held up to half. They push forward.
Oh, let's go, bhai! Big round!
What a round off the back of the timeout. Big Global Esports pulling off an effective thrifty.
That's just beautiful. I mean, those are nasty sheriff shots. Picks up the vandal.
Opening 2 from Darion.
Yeah, hits a stunner. Well, Karan through the wall there. Yep, he landed in it.
There you go.
Chef's kiss indeed.
Getting a little bit energized. I love that the other 4 players on Global add up to Crystal's kills right now.
Hey, yeah. I mean, he's a tremendous player.
They close the gap down to half, so 2 more. Try to tie things up here, needing to find some impact on the attack. Turret going to be cleared out. Foxy just a stinger in hand as now 1 away from having that next kill contract online.
जी के पास अबे उडुडान ने भी अल्ट फार्म कर लिया. जी के पास 5 अल्ट है मां कसम.
Because of the contingency over the C orb, there really isn't a lot that GENG's been able to deal with it other than the early salvos in the pistol round. And Ash has been on permanent A duty ever since, so they've done a great job of finding the advantages where they can, really putting them to good use. Obviously, with the way you performed the last time out on Haven for GE, you want to get him fired up and rolling. And if Crystal's popping behind him, things could definitely go well for Global Esports.
100%.
Texture
Check
trying to get away with
Tulale.
a forward position, but it's noted. Good diligence. Foxy
jiggling to try to reset that. Nanoswarm to try to buy himself some time. He's going to go for a reposition. Does this get red? Well, he's just going to get spammed out.
Nice.
Yutan able to
Nice.
take it down. Crystal, Hunter's Fury,
Good
finding
bhai.
Munchkin. And the site now wide open. Couple shots out here from Karan. Just poking broad as best as possible. Yutan whittled away
Nice
at
bhai,
down
G
36.
on,
He sends
back
the
on
ultimate.
it
Let's
bhai.
go ahead and get that health reset.
Eco round है अब Genji का eco round
We're
है.
going to be feeling pretty comfy given the position here, given that they have 5 players alive. Granted, he and Darion dangerously low.
I was kind of curious to maybe tuck into Cubby. That way if things went sideways.
2 players have gotten out onto the side. Poppy going to be taken down. Spike now starting to be held. There's the pull through.
अबे भाई उसको
Though they play in front of it. Yutan, he'll win that fight. But the round victory, it goes the way of GENG. Nothing going to be carried forward. They don't have much money behind, but GENG once again, ahead by 3.
Yeah, I mean, the whole way through here, GENG is knowing that Yudotan's going to throw his ult once they start the defuse, so they're throwing players ahead. And Ash just sticks it and spins.
Well, you can see, still potential for GE to win the war.
Hey, what?
Get the Phantom 4 sheriffs here for the side of GENG. Salvos
5v3
they're able to get out in front of these. Damage not going to be suffered. Just a ping reveal on the Karan.
अब इनके पास पैसे नहीं है भाई फिर भी देख गरीब हो गए
Really
बेचारे
patient. Seen some trickery
ये देखो भाई
early
ये लोग गरीब हो गए अभी
from GENG where they're just tucking into smokes, trying to play aggressively off the back of those. So GE has to be
बूब ने DX को भरते देखा
very
मैं छा
careful.
देखा
There goes the util dump.
Paranoia goes out. And Karan, Ash, one apiece. Yutan turning over.
nice.
Looking for the second kill. Munchkin out wide, trying to steady it, but he's just dancing around him.
भाई शूट करना
You say, okay, we got the spike. Kelly, yes, you're by yourself.
रुक क्यों गया
That's fine. We're gonna
खोल
send
दे
the pit.
स्प्रे मर जाएगा वो
The corpse is out of reach. The neural theft, no way in hell.
Oh man, it looked like for a moment there, because Yudotan got the reset on his shield, and maybe he was going to be able to do something about it, but Munchkin, just one of the smartest players you'll find,
ऐसा क्यों कर रहा है रुक क्यों गया
dodging back
भाई
and forth until Ash could get there so they could combine fire.
भाई वो लोग
So
शेरिफ
they
से
could take him
राउंड
down.
निकाले
If Texture got involved, or not Texture, but anyway. Kelly S.
अबे
left
तो
to save.
स्टिल वो हेड पे
Zero
हेडशॉट ही
credit
देना
behind
था यार
him,
वो
so-
हेडशॉट नहीं दे पाया उसको
GENG just fearsome with the sheriffs as always. Yep. Free orb too. Get closer to another Armageddon. Phenomenal round here. I mean, those entry kills were stunning.
Thrifty pulled off here from GENG.
भाई एक तो स्टिक कर दिया
Getting themselves now
अभी
a 6
थ्रिफ्टी
round
निकाल
win.
दिया
Still have
क्या चाहते
that
हो
lockdown available. 2 charges away from an Armageddon as well.
शॉट दिया भाई इन लोगों ने तो
I mean,
ओहो
it's been known,
Yep.
you know, since last year.
चीज बताओ
Thrifty's still seemingly in GENG's blood, even with some
भाग
of the
ही
player
जानता है
changes
उसको
coming
वहाँ
through.
से भाई जब
Well, I mean,
कसम
you've
भाई
still got
शेरिफ से
Texture,
हार
Munchkin, Karan.
Yeah.
And
भाई
they're
वो
all
देखो
nasty with the sheriff. Ash getting
हमारा एक
involved.
डुलिस्ट है भाई
Sure, Foxy's no
डेंजर
slouch.
जेट खेल रहा है जो शायद दोस्तों अगले सीजन की तैयारी कर रहे
Dart,
हैं
yeah.
हमारे इंडिया में ऐसे
Not
ही
really
होता
much you can do to contest that at this point. See what the timing is and which direction he goes with the drone. Smoke, Karan expecting the execute, setting up the util for it, but again, GE so scared that there's going to be players inside of those smokes because of what they saw early.
हाँ?
Has to respect that. Minute left on the clock. Foxy
उसके पास अब इन्फो रहेगा
hasn't really
पूरा
seen much.
नहीं सिर्फ
Just the
साइफर का
Cypher
इन्फो
spotted by the drone.
4 लोग गए अरे माँ 4
There's
लॉन्ग
3
एक
players here. This
शॉट
could be tough for global esports.
This
भाई वो
entire time, he's just been
ऐश का
jiggling.
पोजीशन
Now
बहुत
he stays
क्रूशियल है
up.
ऐश को मारना पड़ेगा
Ball
इनको।
goes up, shield raised, Paranoia locks him in place. Darion was looking to go there, hit the updraft.
still
Now
commit नहीं किया,
util
commit
has
नहीं
been
किया।
burned.
ये लोग देख स्मोक में बैठ के
slamming
खेलते
the
हैं
door here in global esports space.
अबे 4 लॉन्ग देख रहे हैं स्टिल
Foxy's still stagnant in case they go for another late pivot. And walks forward into the smoke right into Munchkin.
Oh, nice.
Yutan doing
Good
well to go
spam.
ahead and trade one back. The crossfire set up.
Let's go. Let's go. वो ऐश हगने में वापस आ गया, फॉर्म में आ गया ऐश, फॉर्म में आ गया ऐश.
Crazy that Global's able to break through that.
Let's go भाई.
That is pretty well set up by GENG. Just good firepower there. Everybody sticking together.
हैदराबाद से मिला आज, क्या बात है.
Watching the proper angles and they all hit their shots. The dominoes
आज
just
रात
fall.
को जाते हैं कहीं हैदराबाद के साथ यार.
looked like
आज
it had
रात
GENG
को
written all
महफिल
over it.
जमाते हैं.
But sometimes you can just fight your way out of those bad spots. Good shooting.
यार पता नहीं आज हैदराबाद कल सुबह की फ्लाइट है हैदराबाद की.
Desperately need with the economy being
मतलब
the way
रात
it
भर
is for
पार्टी.
global esports.
आज
That
रात
is
भर
huge.
पार्टी
Yudoton's
होगी
gonna have his
मतलब.
ult going into the next round. There's a lot to be scared of for GENG. Yeah, they have a lot of ults too. But that kill contract can be a difference maker. No matter what you've got to throw at it.
जी के और 2 राउंड भी आएंगे ना तो जी जीत सकती है मैम.
Fighting back a bit. Still potential.
अच्छा खेल रही है यार, इतना भी खराब नहीं खेल रही है. 2 बहुत अनलकी राउंड गए थे.
We'll take a look back. I mean, yeah, sure. The spray down on a Munchkin.
Shot भाई.
Expected, but yeah, really nice, crisp shot from Yudoton.
3 more rounds, it will be good for us.
Yeah, 3 more, super good.
Yeah.
Hard to disagree with that, considering, just the pace that has been set so far. It's been, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1.
And considering there's only 3 more rounds in the half.
Well, yeah.
But he's
ये
absolutely
हमेशा 3 स्टार करते हैं क्योंकि
they
Fox.
can get it to
ओए, वो
6-6.
भी
I mean,
push
they
कर रहे
probably
हैं.
feel pretty comfortable on their defender's side here.
Okay.
अरे माँ, जमा कर देली.
Oh no.
Oh my God, speed run.
Well, GENG's just say, okay, we dropped that one. Let's go for a crunch play. Ash gets taken down, and the pace, the change up here, completely catches Global Esports off guard.
Caught me off guard. And those were deep kills. That was outside of A garden.
I'll take a look back. Just, I mean, maybe.
एक बार दिखा दे भाई.
The replay officer.
They're trying to figure out what happened. Yeah, they weren't ready for the replay button.
Salva finding Yudoton,
कैसे मरा वो मॉल?
He's way out.
कैसे मरा? रॉकेट से कैसे मरा? मॉली किल तो लो हो गया था इसलिए मरा.
For Global Esports, it's one of those rounds you want to just try to shrug off.
किसको सपोर्ट कर रहे हो? Of course
okay,
G.
let's get 2 more. It's really good.
Yeah, just keep saying that. The issue is the economy still never really rolling for Global Esports. GENG's sitting on a fair amount. Karan loses the battle to Yudoton. Nice step up, and he's still got the double
Gonna be the
tap.
grab on the Munchkin.
Munchkin आया.
Texture arriving.
Nice
Again, just swinging
shot
out.
बे.
Loses the fight.
Shot. Let's
Yudoton
go
finds
भाई.
Munchkin. 5v2.
Good round. Good round भाई, good round.
Moxie and Ash, I mean, do you
अच्छा भाई नहीं तो
try
फिर
to
भी
make a
निकला
go of
भाई.
this?
I mean पापी पे गन नहीं थी.
Kelly S is still on a lurk.
Well, get Kelly S here. Oh, now no.
Well, you will make it a little bit more
Chal,
costly
save
by
kar,
finding
save
the 2
kar, chal,
eliminations,
chal.
but that is going to be Global Esports getting themselves
भाई
up
उसके
to
पास
4
2200
potential for
फिर
that
भी
7
सेव
and
करने जा
5.
रहा है भाई. जी वाले को मारेगा अगर
Still not quite
डेरियन
as
वगैरह को.
hard hitting
तो
on
जी
this
का
attack as
ये
you would like
जाएगा,
it to
गन
be, given
जाएगा.
the double duelist composition, but running it back in any capacity, it's going to be a much better feeling here for you.
Hello, Darion.
4-8 half है नहीं 7-5 half.
Surprise him, scare him maybe a little bit.
नहीं यार for last round. अरे माँ को सोम. Foxy तो अल्ट करेगा ही नहीं आज के दिन लगता है. आज के दिन मेरे को नहीं लगता Foxy अल्ट करने वाला है.
I mean, his ISO is very, very strong. The individual shooting is through the roof.
अभी क्रिस्टल पे 3 और रह जाएंगे.
Just hops up, boom.
Nice यार.
Darion right there. The double duelists in combination, shutting
Let's
GENG
go
out
भाई.
of that round.
धीरे-धीरे आगे बढ़ रहे हैं.
Just aggressive positioning, hitting their shots. Catching GENG a little bit flat-footed.
Texture का ऑपरेटर आया है.
Texture.
Play though.
Keep up.
Yep, texture with the op. And
Texture C op लगाया है. Nice. ये लोग भी जा रहे हैं सीधा.
GENG has an opportunity here to claim their 8th. Just can they stop GE's fearsome pushes?
हाँ bro. No, मत कर पीक. इसकी ऑप को
Wise there
पीक
from
मत कर.
Darion. Don't want to aggress any further
Nice.
forward off the back of
सीधा ये
that
चले
alarm
गए.
bot.
जाओ ये जाओ
Senses
सीधा
that
ये
there's
जाओ.
likely a trap being set up off the back of it. A lot of that has
भागो
been
भागो
obviously
ए
the name of the
भागो.
game.
वहाँ नहीं जाना है, वहाँ खतरा है, वहाँ नहीं जाना है, मेरी बात सुन। Nice. Drone है, drone तो है अभी भी.
Backs away. How much did they get to see though? Curious if they were able to identify this. Texture still playing up close, but it's going to be more than enough. Finds Darion. Elias trying to go on this lurk, and actually able to note that. TP now going to be cancelled. As this just leaves Kelly's on a bit of an island. 40 seconds now remaining in the round. Ash contains the Cypher back. Salva's at the ready. Footsteps going to be heard. Paranoia. Primed.
Ooh, nice flash, nice flash.
Cross, but it's such close angles that Ash is able to go ahead, get vision. Kelly has to take it down. Munchkin finding one, finding two. And that is going to be the cleanup coming through as GENG get themselves up to 8.5.
This is a great round by Ash. He plays this so nicely. Sees a little bit of contact, sends out the ult so that no matter what at that point in the round, because there's been a little bit of scuffling over at C, you know that time is going to be dwindling. If you can just buy that extra second for some of those players to get over to the site to bail you out, they can come through, combine fire, and they do. Really nicely played by the Tejo for GENG. 8-4. It's going to be that defender side, a very solid defender side for any team on Haven. No matter what you're going against, but especially against the double duelist comp. Very impressive. See if they can kill it up. Keep it up. Also works, I guess.
Yeah. Why not?
I saw the sign, that's why it said 4 kills for Texture, and my brain went kill.
Dude, that suggest drawing is so funny.
Why is his face so like compacted?
I don't know. Oh, that was great. Honestly, like if I'm GENG, Arnold, if you're listening, I would acquire those drawings and sell them as stickers.
इसीलिए शायद डेरियन भाई खेल नहीं पा रहे यार दोस्तों.
Yeah, I like that.
बैठने में दिक्कत हो रही होगी ना उनको.
Well, 4-8 to try to recover from here at the half. Global Esports. I think they've talked about it themselves.
भाई ये तो Red Bull को कुछ तो नया पी रहा है भाई.
A little bit prone to some softer starts in their series. These first maps being a bit rougher for them.
भाई सिर्फ 4.
Still an opportunity though to try to turn things around.
क्योंकि match is very hard now.
As we get ready to go into the pistol.
Oh, for sure.
Entry soft लिखा है.
I mean, I think there's plenty of capable players on this team. Just putting it all together. It's been a bit of a tricky affair. Karan and Yudotan exchanging some damage. Karan took the brunt end of that. Down to 20 HP. This is all seemingly set up for a B hit. Poppy. Now Crystal sliding over to Watch.
Juvenile भाई ने टीम के साथ कुछ तो करा है भाई.
Fire exchange.
Juvenile भाई ने टीम को थोड़ा लेफ्ट राइट कर दिया है भाई.
Spam on the angles, but I mean GENG right now are quite scathed.
I don't like that. Yeah, I wouldn't like that crossfire either. This might have bought them the opportunity they need to go over to A, but instead
यार ये राउंड आ गया ना अगर जी का
some kind of pressure, a lurk potentially out through mid.
देखो ना मंचकिन और कैरन एक-एक HP है.
Foxy just staying tucked away, waiting for that turret. Swings though, actually before it.
और दिया भाई.
Just happens to hit the god timing on it.
एक-एक HP है.
Munchkin Karan still 41 HP between the two of them. Could be at risk. Tarrant seeing a shoulder, opts to back away. You get the sewer, nothing spotted now. And you're going to be sent, relay into the corner. Texture looking to try to get the shutdown, finds Crystal, but Darion. Barrel stuffs with the Sheriff, finds him. It's Foxy. Intercepting into B. Somehow wins the fight. 10 health remaining. I mean, GENG, they're in absolute tatters.
अभी भी
They have the player advantage. Munchkin outpunch against the wall. The fight comes in.
पावी भाई बात सुनो, बाजू में 2-2 एक HP. पावी भाई बात सुनो, पावी भाई. पावी भाई और एक, let's go पावी भाई. दोनों एक HP है.
Between the two, and Karan is just so damn crisp.
Goodness.
Both pistols here for the side of GENG, 9-4.
Man, a lot of back and forth, not just in terms of the rotations for GENG, but how the round felt like it was going to go. That's a great paranoia from Karan.
मैं तो बोला ही था दोस्तों कि हेवन नहीं हारती है.
Right on top of Crystal.
देखो मैंने
And the
बोला
early
ही था.
recognition here from GENG with that crossfire, able to bait that out onto the B site, allowed them to shift their weight to the other side of the map. draw some attention over there, find a free pick, and then Foxy finds one of his own, so that, you know, he's got some space over there. Doesn't necessarily find KeleS initially, but eventually gets there. That opens up that B site just enough, but weak health, and looked like for a moment maybe Poppy was going to want to have one of his classic clutches. Didn't quite come through. All those players in Cubby, if only there was a Tejo on the other side. So juicy.
So juicy.
Who used to play with Darion.
True.
Now he's over in China. Very happy about that.
Juicy China में खेलता है?
Now coming in.
Shit भाई. Juicy का career तो बहुत मस्त हो गया.
Tail went forward. Darion trying to play a little bit distract there. Karan still coming away with 2. There's Poppy.
Poppy 2 मारा बे classic से.
Flank around the back though. Foxy9 will go ahead. Puts him down. GENG. 2 players lost. I believe 1 weapon going to be left behind as they close out the anti-eco.
ये GENG का pick है तो इसलिए मैंने पहले ही बोला भाई.
Classic GENG. Kind of wait for your moment.
भाई उल्टान फिर भी मार रहा है यार.
Set up the crossfires. Round over.
उल्टान अच्छा खेल रहा है वो.
Crisp shooting. You know, they love those one-tap guns. Go for the head. Win the rounds. Easy money.
Over there.
Couple Guardians. Surprisingly, Munchkin not one of them. As the Bulldog. Foxy as the Phantom. The full rifle. And everybody from GE, well, 3 players from GE.
Congo, thank you.
Mega damage taken once again. Shock dart lobbed in. Not able to find contact off that. HP bars steadied.
भाई अकेला Rotan B की तरफ है और अगर ये लोग B commit किए
him
and Texture were so close.
ये जा रहा है, ये लोग B जा रहे हैं अब.
Might be able to find a solid flank timing though. Here's that drone coming out that might make him think that he's got enough opportunity. Supposed to smoke over first though. They're already in ahead of this. The flank coming through.
अभी 3 A-Link से आएंगे, 1 C-Link से आएगा.
Position setting out the pings here.
I saw it.
और पापी तो पीक ही नहीं करेगा शायद.
Just go ahead, TP out. He's gonna go into the
spawn. गया वो
spawn.
सीधा.
And he's likely to get caught. Yes, is in a solid position. Yeah, we'll go ahead. Scoop that kill.
Time though.
An opportunity. Trying to get back into this here. He's unable to find 1. Nano Swarm.
यार मानो मानो उड़ान मारता है
going to be taken down. Salvo's now.
उड़ान crazy मारता है भाई.
GENG is looking to try to play delay as much as they possibly can. Foxy9 now eliminated. The cleanup is there. Fuse can come through. Global Esports get a flawless anti-bonus.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, with how cleanly GENG was able to get through and get that plant down, it looked like it might be a pretty difficult round, but KeleS reads that off the rip. That's where Karan and gone. Shuts that right down. And then they're just cleaning out the players from the courtyard. And good understanding of the composition that they're going to be going against, what those B post plants are going to look like, of course, with the Tejo Util and the Nano Swarms and all that for the delay, just pressing forward the whole time.
Oh, you look fast कर रहे हैं. अबे यार Darion पे ना आपके पैसे ओ next round आप आ सकती है लोग की. Darion भाई M-Duels हार रहे हैं यार. Nice यार. उनको टान चाहिए ना अपन को.
This KeleS similarly holds down the garage. Player advantage down with the side of Global Esports. GENG still trying to push forward. And now Karan going to be picked off, and Poppy, I thought for a second was just going to go ahead and stick that one, and he might have been completely pinned in.
6 on 10. इसके बाद eco round है. 7 on 10.
A bit at risk, and we'll get a headshot and take him out.
मैं कुछ नहीं बोल रहा भाई.
Nash, no matter what now, confirming that he will have an Armageddon. Drone will go ahead. Get the spot out. Half the plant, the paranoia going to be sent in. Goes to the peak. Getting pressured here. Double swing around.
No!
Certainly not! The fadeaway shot for the Red Bull clutch. Ash with the 4K. Delivers a heartbreaking round to the doorstep of Global Esports.
Oh my God. This was such a nice round for GE. Kelly S and Yudotan just shutting down these dry pushes from the side of GENG. But then Ash, he gets tagged up too. They have the spot and they just walk into it. That last one through the box onto Crystal. Ridiculous. Oh no. That tripwire really weird from Kelly S too. Over at Garage that last round.
That is a little cheeky one.
Yeah.
Harder to identify. Poppy on the push up, and Munchkin will collect one, tucks back behind the smoke, eats quite a bit of damage here. But critically, he stays alive.
This is something you have to deal with against GENG. Is this toxic screen and Munchkin's play around it. And I like that Global Esports wants to get proactive. Try to make sure that he can't set up those lurks. Because that opens up the C side of the map a lot more for GENG.
They're having to go big, but will just be sat down. Ash carrying forward from the previous round. At the ready, Yudotan popping the shield, setting up the wall. Seeing going forward, now turns his sights down to the sewer. The double tap, however, getting ready to expire. His back, face back over now, in towards main, and Ash just does not lose. Texture will die. He is up and off. Oh, yes, around from the back. Able to find Munchkin. The neural tap now going to be infested. Crystal. Any amount damage taken. Here's the drone, goes chasing forward. Ash will face forward just to go ahead and clear that out. Gets pinged. Karan identifying the position here of Kelly S. Ends up falling to the wayside. The kill coming through. Foxy now swooping all the way around, silently creeping up over towards Long, and I don't think they have a read on this one whatsoever now.
One enemy remaining.
The Rude Awakening comes through. And that's just going to be util in hand from Crystal, not realizing that he's already pushed forward onto the site. GENG are now going to be up to map point.
Madness here. I mean, Global Esports has been so close in some of these rounds, and then at the very last moment, things just go awry. Ash in the previous round, this time Foxy9 with the late lurk. Ash again hitting a great shot to open things up. Kelly S gets his ult, puts it to good use. They just weren't quite ready. For the other Sentinel.
I wanted to see a full screen of Texture's reaction.
Just losing his mind after he gets shock darted. I can't believe he knew I was going to be there. Did he miss the shock dart? Wasn't he supposed to be at the plant site?
He's always just so damn animated. I hope they bring back the little kind of like
पूरी series.
I don't think it's quite the right term.
GENG
but like the drawings series जीतने वाली है. Instagram.
Yeah.
Of the players and like all the moments that were happening
अगले मैच में dominate करेगी.
Like the Karan like rifle, the GENG just sending out shock darts and stuff on the stage. Texture bawling his eyes out.
I mean, I feel like we could definitely put together a good compilation reel of Texture reactions.
Oh, I think we already. I want to say that we called for this last season.
Yeah.
And then somebody made it and tweeted it at us.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, like, just like every day, you just need to have one ready at the end, because I'm sure he's just putting out about 10 minutes for every match that he's playing.
Arion bhai, kya duelist khelte ho? I guess you should.
Crystal with the.
You should get harder.
Glass cannon. Well, and he pays the price.
Solid read. I mean, GENG, they know what the economy is going to look like, so the Outlaw comes into play, and Munchkin immediately gets value off of it.
For sure. Tough situation for Global Esports to be in. Looked like there might have been some legs to this defender's side.
भाई यार मेरे को उडोटान के लिए बुरा लगता है यार. उडोटान को जिधर से भी स्काउट करके लाए हैं. भाई वो प्लेयर बाप है यार. बाप प्लेयर है.
Forces of the black and gold are setting up for the A hit, and it is wide open for the taking. Yudotan does have his ult, so retake definitely doable. You can get to the right position.
Crazy gamer है यार.
You know, if he can find his, the other players swarm through, get their kills. There you go.
Well, not necessarily who you want to pull forward.
ये उडोटान जीत गया.
The fight. Shield broken. Karan. Just an absolute monster. Relay the try to the leg here. Darion dashes forward, does get stunned up, I do believe. Stuck within the cloud burst and dead immediately as soon as it expires. Texture now, overdrive pop at the ready. Wanted to try to bring this one to an end, but they will just get shut down. Be a bit too silly with it. But there's just nothing more to be done here. The spray through, the kill's gonna be found. Card with the 3K. We'll go ahead and bring this to a swift end. 13-5, GENG looking dominant here on their map, Pick of Haven.
Yep, this is nice and steady for GENG. Took a few hero moments on some of the rounds, but overall, kind of what you've come to expect from these GENG players.
मतलब दोस्तों, कौन-कौन चाहता है जी जीते? Pay your new baba. New baba in the town, new baba in the market. The Thars too.
But Ash, dude, I was just.
जो काम कराने मुझे बताओ, मैं उसका.
Phenomenal that map. Great util, great shooting, really impressed.
That Ash 4K was awesome. So great performance from him.
Urutan and DRX being dono same team.
That's what's going to drive some momentum forward into the next map, which of course is going to be Global's pick.
Next map GENG जीत गए दोस्तों. Next map जी जीत ही नहीं सकते next map.
For them, it is.
अरे GENG जीत गई. तुम लोग बस देखो भाई. जीत गई भाई. Exclamation mark UPI. दोस्तों exclamation mark UPI please. Yes, thank you. ठीक है सेटअप रिव्यू करो. मैं भी सेटअप रिव्यू करूं. आओ डालो मेरे डिस्कॉर्ड पे डालो भाई साहब. भाई यार 16-13 था यार ये बंदा. यार मैच एमवीपी था यार, बेचारा यार मैच एमवीपी बन के हार गया क्योंकि उसका एक जेट प्लेयर जो था वो बहुत ही क्रेजी खेल रहा था यार. शायद डेरियन भाई हार्डर थे. इसीलिए यहाँ पे खेल नहीं पाए ब्रो, क्योंकि बैठने में दिक्कत हो जाती है. देखो जो लड़के लोग हैं
especially the Haven, this is a map that they
आज तो इसको बहुत अच्छा लग रहा होगा ना साले.
with it for so long, you know, Munchkin is that fast rotate on the defense, they go 4-1 on the attack. You know, this is the same thing we talk about with T1 a lot. Like, you know what to expect, but you can't stop it because GENG are just that good.
Yeah. I think you saw some development from Foxy9 as well. I saw him sit bottom grass licking a wall for 30 seconds. And he was AD spamming because he is still a teenager and he can't sit still. But he was doing his job, you know. He definitely understands his role within the structure very well at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, the duelist blood is still deep within, so...
He wanted to peek, but he didn't.
Just wants to go.
I
did want to talk about from GENG, where I feel like, even though they are running that same comp, they are still adding a little bit of innovation. And I really like this round. This was such a round. They're so aggressive. They're going down mid.
तेरा भाई सीधे मौत लिखा है किसी ने भाई.
Crunches ready, but I like this one a lot.
किसी ने लिखा है तेरा भाई सीधे मौत.
Punishing for GE, where GE are
डेंजर लोग हैं भाई Twitch पे.
And just get immediately shut down. So this round was a real pleasure to watch from GENG, and I feel like it goes to show that even though they still run the similar style of things, they're able to be creative and, you know, use those same ideas in different ways.
RCB jersey wear.
It's the kind of thing that you won't be ready for because no one's playing the Viper on this map.
भाई किसी ने यहाँ पे तेरा भाई सीधे मौत लिखा है भाई
or the duelist comp. So you're often expecting a fault line down sewer. You're not expecting Munchkin, the best player in the region, to be wide swinging you from sewer and just, you know, getting in your face. Carrots TPing into mid window 2 seconds into the round, and Texture's running it down long A with a bloody relay bolt in lobby. It's just not something that you're ready for. And then there's Tayo missiles that are making you kind of dodge. And it's just a very difficult kind of fast set play to be thrown at you.
I think you guys I mean, we've all
क्या
been
कर रहे हैं भाई Twitch chat में लोग?
GENG is on Haven and they
5 मिनट है अभी.
so it's so comfortable that they can do these kind of plays.
यहाँ पर मैं सारे स्ट्रीट डॉग्स को हॉस्पिटल भेज रहा हूँ because of disease lab. मैं just देखा 40k हो गया. Hey, let's go!
Thankfully, I mean, we saw some.
Let's go farm!
Really the case. So I mean, good showing from GENG there, and one thing's for sure.
When subscribers go up, I go harder.
It's so fun to listen to them, especially when we get them like after the replays. I mean, we can hear them from down there on the stage, and they're always going crazy. They're shouting. They have so many funny remarks. It's such a fun team to watch. So they love getting themselves hyped up.
They're kind of piquing my interest at the moment because you're seeing like some.
Stacks का ace.
The fuck was that?
मैं तो देखा ही नहीं Stacks का ace.
He's getting his entry. But does not. Stacks goes in for the
the
catch 3. The fuck was that? Looking for that fourth crazy guy is down to a sliver. Holy IG!
Oh my god!
Maybe on for an ace. Salvo's
Wait,
just
go for it. Just get it. Just get it. Just get it. He's actually
Easy
happy.
way.
Go on the hunt.
Wait, what? That's my IGL?
He's looking for it, and he knows.
Can crazy guy play spoiler?
भाई मतलब फिर भी आज हार गई ना T1.
Oh my god.
वाओ भाई अच्छा खेला यार अच्छा खेला Stacks. 1-2 versus G2 Valorant. भाई को लगा था कि वो let's take on the giant tomorrow और भर दिया भाई सीधा. क्यों ना ओए और एक केस माँ कसम सब इस मार रहे हैं. I buy power ace.
Legitimately, where did that come from?
Oh, ये विक का ace है.
Was caught on that trip that Netplace had never been.
Ooh!
Havoc didn't walk into it earlier, and then Vic.
Bro, what was that?
Precise on every single.
What was that, भाई? Formal riot Cold Jura was suspended for 1 year from all global riot events for messaging. 60 individuals on social media, including invitations to meet, potential inappropriate content and more. One of the 60 individuals self-identified online as a minor. डाउन बैड है बे ये तो. हाय इस बंदे ने अबे ये इस आदमी ने 60 लोग को मैसेज किया भाई. हमने तो एक ही देखा था बीजीएमआई में हुआ भाई. उसमें तो और डेंजर हुआ देखा मैंने वो भी भाई. 60 लोगों को मैसेज किया इसने. इनविटेशंस टू मीट, पोटेंशियल इनएप्रोप्रिएट कंटेंट एंड मोर. भाई जब ये बंदा लेव में था, हाँ जब ये बंदा लेव में था, इसकी टीम जीती अमेरिकास का ट्रॉफी, तब साला कुछ नहीं किया. इंडिया आया जी में जैसे ही आया ये बंदा, ये साले ने ये सब चमड़ीगिरी करी और हमारी टीम बदनाम हुई क्योंकि एक चमड़ी आदमी बाहर से आके ये करा हैं. और उसका नाम जुवेनाइल क्यों है? हैं भाई भाई ये लोग सारे प्लान करके गिराना चाह रहे हैं क्या यार? यार दोस्तों ऐसा लग रहा है क्या प्लान करके ये लोग जी को गिराना चाह रहे हैं? जुवेनाइल की एज क्या देखते हैं? जुवेनाइल एज नहीं लिखना चाहिए मेरे को। जुवेनाइल वैलोरेंट। हाँ ड्रामा क्या है भाई? जीई जुवेनाइल। हाँ यहाँ पे आएगी ना एज। 36 साल का बुढ़ा, 36 साल का बुढ़ा भेंडी 60 लोगों को मैसेज किया ये 36 साल का बुढ़ा। भाई थोड़ा लिहाज विहाज है भाई, शर्म वरम है।
Gonna have to be very influential on the off
Hey,
on
Nirvi, how are
defense.
you?
GENG made some small
Bro,
changes
the
from
coach
when
for
we last saw
real.
this team play.
Yeah,
So,
Neon.
yeah, we see the Neon coming for texture and the Teo,
लगी है भाई।
of course, on that choice of initiator. Again, it just feels like a slightly more updated, modern version of what they were doing before.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you guys. This is looking good for Gen G, but let's see what's going to happen on Pearl as we send it back to our casters.
ट्रॉफी को भी नहीं छोड़ा, कैसे चूम रहा था। हाँ ना
Let's see what happens indeed. Pearl coming out to Global Esports looking to bounce back here in this series.
डेरियन फिर जेट।
Try to get this squad into the driver's seat, take hold of the game. Oh, we got a prop. It's a little cutout.
She wants to see the knives.
Well,
too bad.
It would have to be out of Darion's hands here.
साला ये देखो यार, पूरी दुनिया योरू खेल रही है और हमारे एशिया में योरू ही नहीं आ रहा है भाई। इधर भी योरू नहीं है, उधर भी योरू नहीं है।
Yeah, this attacking side feels like it might be a little rough for them. We'll have to see.
पहले अमेरिका बोलता था कि तू कौन है, और अब हम बोलते हैं कि तू कौन है बे। Let's go, good kill भाई।
To avoid taking damage will just be the trade out here. So Killjoy for a Neon if you're global.
भाई जी मेरे को ऐसा लगता है दोस्तों, नहीं जी तो नहीं जीत सकती ये मैच, ये मैच जी जीत नहीं सकती। ये राउंड भी हार गई जी, ये राउंड हार गई जी। देखो
grabs that ghost. Suddenly it's going to be Global Esports held at bay.
He's going to get the orb. Oh, what a... Oh,
हार गई जी ये राउंड।
oh my god. The timing there.
Yeah, timing on that.
Good
Still
flash.
no.
फिर तो सही में हार
It
जाएगी।
was fouled. So now just Crystal and Poppy try to get themselves back into this one. Swing out and the headshot is in. Crystal now all alone to try to turn the tides of this pistol. Otherwise, Gen G looking to once again start off the map here with a win. Go 3-0 on pistols and yeah, Karan. Gonna go ahead and scoop up 3K.
Yeah. Pretty clean stuff. I mean, the early trade sends everybody over to the other side of the map.
अबे यार मैंने अभी सबको प्रूव करके दिखा दिया कि मेरे अंदर शक्ति है। है ना दोस्तों, आप लोगों को भी पता है मेरे अंदर शक्ति है, तो अगर आप चाहते हैं कि मैं अपनी शक्तियों का सही इस्तेमाल करूं,
maybe a moment where if that flash doesn't fully connect onto Poppy, you might be able to kill
तो फिर you know
Foxy, and then maybe things get a little bit different, but instead it's just kind of smooth sailing there for Gen G again, undefeated in the pistols so far.
थर्ड राउंड में मुंह खोलूंगा मैं, थर्ड राउंड में।
Trying to go 3 for 3 on the bonuses. Oh my.
Called the line up there for a second. I thought he was going to be able to go ahead.
साथ में फाइट ले लेते ना।
It's going to be Munchkin. This is that Ghost who's going to be timings now. And
हार गई जी, ये राउंड हार गई। जी ये राउंड हार गई।
Scooped up. Guardian here for Crystal at full HP.
हार गई जी ये राउंड।
Still the players from Gen G shifting over into
कैसे
position.
जीत सकती है भाई? पॉसिबल ही नहीं है।
The onus still is on Udaton and Crystal to try to figure out how they get themselves back into this round.
This is quite curious. You're just trying to guess what the other team is going to do, how they're going to react off the back of that fight where even damage is done. Crystal with a Guardian, though. That is scary. Foxy9 sitting with a Marshall, but he's sliding over towards Waterfall. Checking to see if maybe there was a player lurking through there.
Gen G का राउंड है ये, कैसे जीत सकती है भाई?
to his util on site.
30 seconds left.
No, but they're not in a position to do anything to stop this plant. Well, maybe now, because now they're changing direction.
They're looking to try to make this a fake, but if footsteps are going to be heard here.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the double back comes through. Karan looking to really upset their day. That headshot is so damn fast.
Jeez, dude.
Plant is in. But yep.
I love how Foxy comes bunny hopping in there.
And just run back
भाई,
across,
मेरे को
go
कभी
get
समझ
a
में नहीं आता
guardian or whatever.
ये प्लेयर जो है ना
Foxy
भाई
just sprinting
सामने
forward,
वाले
Karen will get the
मतलब जो
defuse
जी
to
में
half.
खेल रहे हैं भाई वो
Pauses.
अच्छे प्लेयर्स है यार पर मेरे को
All the
लगता
time in the
है
world.
कि वो
Just
डिसीजंस ही गलत बना रहे थे क्योंकि वो
so
जी
brutal
में खेल
when
रहे हैं
Karan's on. He's looking for the damn gun.
Where are the
Where'd you guys
guys?
drop it? Well, I was wondering where that Bulldog went too, because I thought it might have been dropped further up the ramp, but it was at the bottom.
क्यों इतना ओवरकुक करने का भाई
Because I heard the
भाई
Bulldog's going,
मंचकिन
and I'm
मारा
like,
बे यहाँ पे
how did that happen?
Well, I'll start at that 3K there from Munchkin. Eventually ran out of bullets.
इसको तो कुछ करना ही नहीं पड़ा
Karan there, just ready to be the finisher. The 5-0 start.
He's just so good.
It's still decent damage dealt
Yes.
as we go into the bonus here for the
ठीक है,
side of
बाहर आओ।
GENG. So do go ahead and reinvest a little bit, but
Patrick बराबर था।
cash-wise, they're still in a strong position.
सब जुवेनाइल भाई की गलती है दोस्तों
Karan,
कुछ भी होगा अपन
Bulldogs.
जुवेनाइल भाई को भर देंगे
Sheriff for Ash.
सब गलती उसकी है भाई
Just seeing
कोचिंग डिपार्टमेंट ही खाली हो गया अपना कोई बात नहीं मैं जाता हूँ स्टेज 2 में कोचिंग करने
best Sylvan impersonation, perhaps.
Well, they're so convinced that this is going to be on the other side of the map.
Oh, Poppy, if he had just started firing there through that screen, would have at least found some damage on the texture, but just looking to try to play this out a little bit more quietly for the time being. Double stack on Art here for GENG. Triple push into main. Yotan just going to get Dington taken down. Foxy having the reach in. Oh my god, Crystal catching a stray. On the entry, Darion goes in, finds one, but he's isolated. So the rest of Global Esports just don't have it in. Texture's still lingering here on this B site. As Poppy tries to clear the way.
Yeah, it's so tough. Oh, Texture. Just
And, well,
a magnet to Poppy's head.
they made it a little over halfway there, but now they have to just stay put and go for the save. It's going to be our first bonus conversion of the day, I do believe.
10 seconds left.
GENG getting themselves a 3-0 start.
Well, this is going to be so tough on these entries. I mean, the desk was talking about it. I was thinking about it. It's without much util to really clear space.
भाई साहब हाइड्रा भाई के साथ अब होगी पार्टी
to get the job done. And the smokes have to be
अब
perfect.
होगी हाइड्रा भाई के साथ
From your
पार्टी
Astra, maybe a good grab will to
उसके
help
बाद
set
चला
you
मैं
up.
30 seconds
But
left.
if there's a trade there, so Darion finds one and there's a trade and you have so much stall util with GENG. I mean, you have the nanos, you have the Astra stuff, you have the Teho, you have the relay bolts, you have the fragment. I mean,
पहुंच गया हाइड्रा भाई
GENG's
का ये हो
comp is
गया
very
भाई
well suited.
ओमिकॉन से निकल गया हाइड्रा भाई
Stop anything that G is going to be
बोलते हैं
able
मां
to try to
कसम
accomplish.
मैंने सबको बोल दिया क्लर्ज में आ रहे
So
लोग
far,
वेट कर
they've
रहे
been
हैं
executing
मैंने
it
बोला भाई
perfectly.
क्या कर रहे हो
Maybe trying to turn up the tempo a little bit. Pause off the back of the smoke from Karan.
Oh, foot spotted.
Oh,
There's a tiny little pixel there. Is Darion similarly going to get a tiny glimpse? So knows that there's going to be one holding on that angle, but forced away here as whoa! My God, Karen just swooping in, finding two. Foxy looking for the second, can't quite make it happen, but they're just both so devastatingly low. GENG just looking for the crunch, just looking for the confidence plays, and they're being rewarded for them. 28 health is all that's left, because even the drone gets canceled.
भाई साहब देख रहे हो दोस्तों हाइड्रा भाई तान्या दीदी का फोन नहीं उठा रहे पर मेरे को बोल रहे आ जाओ पार्टी करते
Munchkin
हैं
threw a great flash. See it in the replay, even though it doesn't connect with the global esports players. The timing.
Just looking at pre-fire, the angles here. They just split across. Crystal can slowly maybe walk his way over to B to get the plant down. It looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. And GENG getting a sense of this.
IRL करो.
Ash might have heard the footsteps.
आज IRL
He
चाहिए.
might have actually just barely caught it.
₹2 का
He's coming
इंटरनेट आता
down.
है भाई.
Salvo not quite going to be in position to disrupt it, but Texture is. Swoops the corner, classic in hand. This is going to be a 4-0 start now.
Man, oh man.
उन 60 लोगों में जेंजी वाले भी तो शायद इसलिए मार रहे इतना.
Esports to get through. See, there's that flash. Didn't even connect. It didn't matter. He just.
क्या बात कर रहे
It
हो
was a
भाई?
timing play, and he just hit the shots anyway. Obviously, Texture with an operator is always a thing to be feared. Smooth sailing for GENG. Early timeout for Global Esports has to be expected. I mean, this is tough. These are rough situations to be in. Again, you only have one flash from the Arc Rose. So, you know, can you set up some kind of timing plays with Crystal's utility? Again, combo with the Astra. Those are really your best options.
Speedrun कर रहे हैं यार
Get to
दोस्तों.
the post plants. Yeah, you have a scary team. But GENG is not keen on letting you get there at all.
गुस्सा हो गया भाई.
An elevated
गुस्सा हो गया elevated.
team. Really
ये देखो ये लोग chill है.
emphasizing some of his points there.
ये लोग chill है.
GENG just all smiles as it is looking pretty good for them. Have to wait and see what the response is going to look like here.
New G roast.
Already some
अबे ये
deep
सब मत
stars
बोलो
set up
भाई.
for Poppy. Towards the
भाई
A
यार
site,
दोस्तों इसके बाद
pinging it
सोचा था
out. So they're
वैलोरेंट
gonna make
स्ट्रीम
some kind of
करेंगे
play for
खेलेंगे
A-main.
वैलोरेंट अभी हैडर भाई आ गए तो अब
Get
हैडर भाई
at
आ
least
गए
some kind
तो
of control.
हैडर भाई के साथ घूमना
Nobody's
पड़ेगा ना
within one of their ult. You have a couple from two away from their ults for Global Esports.
क्या बात है क्या यहाँ से जी का कमबैक होगा
okay.
क्या लगता है आपको
Able to get
दोस्तों
there.
मुझे तो लगता है
Step
बिल्कुल
one.
नहीं होगा
That required your dash from Darion. So now how do you get to the site?
जी एक भी राउंड नहीं जीतेगी
You can find
ये
ways to
round तो हार गई
beat
जी.
GENG's utility. That'll help. But trying to dial up answers is difficult here.
Certainly is. There's Munchkin getting rid of that shear wall. They're going to stick around. Looks like line share of Global looking to try to explore in towards mid. You've got Foxy at the double door. Texture going to back away. Doesn't want to give over the op position here. Now this leads them in towards Foxy 9. Pops the nano.
शायद मेरी शक्तियाँ काम नहीं कर रही यार
Confirmation he
दोस्तों
quite had there, but regardless, looks to try to hold this door down.
हार गई
Away with a singular kill.
जी हार गई ये राउंड हार गई जी ये राउंड
So he has
ये
not
राउंड कैसे
too
जीत
much
सकते हैं
damage
जी
here. Global still very wary about that potential push out from behind. Texture is looking to get on that line. Cosmic Divide coming through, just looking to try to lock them out of this one, but still do have some solid, viable plant options here. Push to the corner, Ash. Hold his ground, look at the re-steady here with the kill on the Darion, he's able to find it. Texture now arriving in behind, Crystal
शक्तियाँ काम नहीं कर रही
cut down. It's all on Cali S. Relay bolt connecting.
दूसरा
Holding it
दूसरा ट्राई
back to
करते
the
हैं
fuse. There's just
दूसरा
nothing
try
more to be
करते हैं.
done. It's not planted for him.
दूसरा ट्राई करते हैं ये राउंड जी का नेक्स्ट राउंड से जी
That's
जीत
such
रही
an unorthodox
What?
Cosmic Divide. Okay, well, that's the op.
Yeah.
मैनिफेस्टेशन वाली शक्तियों का यूज करते हैं
Money, Ash is cash
It
capped.
doesn't matter. But
यार
that's such an unorthodox
No.
Cosmic Divide there, and it's all because you know that you have Texture free on the backside, so he can op on the other end of that Cosmic
यार
Divide.
दोस्तों मैंने तुम लोग को पहले ही बोला था
Even though
कि
you leave
पर्ल
that
बहुत गलत
space
पिक
for
है
the
यार
plant,
कोई मेरी बात
they have
सुनता
plans
क्यों नहीं
behind
है
it.
कोई
You know,
मेरी
that was
बात
one
ही
where
नहीं
I initially
सुनता है
looked at it and I'm like, oh, was he just a little bit off
Let's
with
go
it,
man
maybe?
jeep fighting jeep
Nope.
fighting
All
let's
according
go
to what they wanted
let's
to
go
do.
man jeep fighting
They're looking for a very pacey push here. I mean,
Please
Darius
जीत जाओ जी वालों
tailwinding forward to try to take space over towards
थोड़ा सा तो
R.
एक अच्छा मैप दिखा दो बस ये मैप दिखा दो मैं ज्यादा नहीं मांग रहा कुछ
Similarly, again, stars get placed. Global, they take some solid early presence, some space here, but question is, how do you scale from here? Three-player approach from Art. Nebula dissipating. Foxy 9 just playing back, playing it patiently. Maybe being rewarded with the timing, the flash out over the top.
Ooh, nice.
Able to answer back to two.
let's go puppy
Foxy 9 taking him down.
Let's go, good ult.
Gets the first pump, but Foxy able to go ahead and avoid the follow-up,
क्या
so
बात
keeps
है?
his life intact.
केयर करो
Kelly, yes, dead. Foxy swinging from the opposite side, finds Crystal. 6-0 start.
Well, you can see some of the ideas there for the side of Global Esports is to just overstack that angle. But GENG is responding in kind, and they're doing a great job with the push and pull. Our GENG of not giving up anything for free. Again, with that pop flash, this time it's going to get the assist for Munchkin.
कोई बात नहीं दोस्तों, RCB का फैन हूँ, G का फैन नहीं, G सपोर्टर हूँ, और G2 का फैन.
His players, you know, if he doesn't get the kills, let them get them. It's just not enough.
एक दिन मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड को भी सपोर्ट करना चालू कर दिया था.
Same little game plan here. Drift up and over the top. How quickly do they continue to push? I mean, right now, they don't know it, but the site is wide open. Divide now. We'll just go ahead and lock.
मेरे पास प्रीमियम सब्सक्रिप्शन नहीं है लाइफ का भाई.
So, site here for the side of GE. As Munchkin sends out the null command. So knives now looking out of their hands. As, oh boy, slides back across the opposite side of the wall. Darian on the peak finds texture. Caron dead.
क्या
Up the pace. Look to pull off a thrifty.
एक round.
Even the Armageddon coming out. Not going to be getting much of anything. Wry smile there on Crystal's face. As okay, Global Esports in flawless fashion are going to get themselves on the board here with a thrifty.
Yeah, I mean, it just took a cosmic divide and an open sight, and then a good guess on how GENG was going to be setting up for the retake.
VCT का G का slot जाएगा क्या अगर G ये साल भी हगास मचाई तो?
That's when Global Esports is making their move.
G का slot जाएगा ना?
It makes it rather chaotic because I suspect other GENG players not anticipating that either.
A bizarre round.
That was a unusual round.
But sometimes that's what you need.
Yep.
नहीं जाएगा.
Takes the team off guard, do something that they do not expect.
Exactly.
And ultimately just
2027 तक का franchise.
Those access points to the site.
अभी 2025 ही चल रही है. 2 साल है.
Some smiles.
ठीक है, 2 साल में कुछ ना कुछ तो हो जाएगा.
Still very
हो जाएगा दोस्तों, 2 साल है. What time अभी?
They need to get a handful of rounds on this attacking side is what we'll say.
Yeah.
आज GENG जीत गई, क्वालीफाई हो जाएगी GENG. G हार गई तो G गई ना?
You can get the third.
G जमा हो जाएगी.
4, yeah, 5. Then I'm thinking maybe.
You're feeling really good with the double senti.
Yeah.
Looking for the stun setup. Not looking to overstay. Foxy.
Nice shot, Crystal. Nice shot, bhai.
Now went forward though. Ash finding Crystal the salvos.
Salu.
Just so
थोड़ा सा तो टाइम दो कि मैं प्रोसेस करूं कि तुम मारे. इससे पहले मर जाते हो.
I mean, Ash has just looked better and better week after week since joining this main GENG roster. And you could see why they wanted to bring him in. They wanted Tejo in here solo. Hello. Wanted to be a bit more meta with his compositions, and it is paying off. Poppy though, staying tucked. Oh, didn't matter. Karan's just Karan. Too nasty for it. 7-1. GENG up. And a punch right back. GE finally able to get around to go. And
अगर हारना ही है तो मेरे को ही खिला लो.
Falls apart. And
कम से कम मेरी 2 क्लिप आ जाएगी, वीडियो बन जाएगा.
But then Ash strikes. Just waiting there with that U-turn.
भाई यार टेक्सचर को स्मेल आ जाती है बे. टाइम आउट किसने लिया भाई?
It's not something that you want to see, but
भाई मैच चालू नहीं हुआ, 2 टाइम आउट मिल चुके हैं.
Very necessary. Second timeout now. Going to be sent out for the side of GE. They know. They have to be getting
बात कह रहा हूँ कि नहीं चाहिए. मतलब 6th मैन रख लो मेरे को. और ऐसा कोई मैच है जिधर हार रहे हो तो मैं कम से कम 2 राउंड ऐसा मारूंगा एक सीरीज में, 2 राउंड मारूंगा. फिर वीडियो डाल सकता हूँ ना ऐसा. VCT pros are so easy. ऐसा कुछ डाल दूंगा.
So, but you got to try something here, of course.
Indian Euro in VCT.
It has been a rough half, to say the least. And they're starting to try to find ways to explore mid doors to B-Link to try to put pressure on Foxy 9, but he's always been good for at least
कहीं मैंने
one.
prediction तो नहीं करी. अभी जब थाईलैंड में मेरे को G वाले मिले थे, IRL भी कर रहा था मैं, तब मैंने बोला था G वालों को all the best for the next season. सीधा next season all the best बोल दिया था. तो
And now Foxy
इसका
has
मतलब
his
next
ult.
season से
Texture
G
still got
जीतेगी.
Nop with an ult behind it. Urutan does have the lockdown as well, so could see the Venn diagram of Killjoy.
टेक्सचर को देखो.
Oh,
टेक्सचर भाई. टेक्सचर भाई.
trying to avoid that 0 point.
टेक्सचर भाई ऐसे नहीं करते.
Punish coming through up now. Gonna be on the
मानता हूँ
floor.
आप बहुत अच्छा खेलते हो.
As Munchkin is going to be lobbing in the fragment here to try to delay the push coming
पूरा
forward.
स्किन स्किन बोल
Darian
रहा हूँ
up and
गन.
over the top as Munchkin
Oh nice.
be gunned down. Lockdown invested though. Foxy 9 wanting to try to go ahead and turn this one around as they go backpedaling, and looks like widely everybody will be able to escape. Match quickly greeted by a nano to the face. Minor amounts of damage going to be taken. Salvo's going to be sent. Nebula's still up here. Elias trying to play around this gap. Watching for the cut
Body
across.
blocked. They body blocked.
They're looking
Oh
for it,
nice.
but there you go.
बहुत बॉडी ब्लॉक कर दिया था
Coming away
उसने.
with those two as Darian able to find Foxy. In flawless fashion is exactly how Global need to get these rounds.
And just a kind of bad guess on Texture's part off that 0 point. Not sure if there had been some conditioning with that 0 point earlier where there wasn't any contact off of it. This time it's the full forces of Global Esports marching their way towards the B site.
Nice.
Texture paid the price pretty quick. And then Munchkin caught in the edge of that smoke. Not sure what he was trying to get away with there. He's on a side where he can't see much and his opponents can see his feet.
Oh, whoa.
Huh?
Movement
टेक्सचर भाई
coming
कहाँ
through.
मारे आपने? किधर मारा है?
Not going very wide.
You almost never see that from Texture.
And now attacking lockdown going to be invested. Global Esports looking to just try to maintain the pace here. Keep things going as quickly as they can. All's control now.
Last round Foxy ने
Here in
ult
their
किया
favor.
था.
Thorns set up, Nanos as well, just looking to try to make a retake completely impossible. Texture already has swapped the weapon over here, just passing that operator to Ash.
All missiles away.
Salvo's going forward, blind
Ooh.
connecting, Munchkin able to find one
Ooh.
line in. Hull's now opened up. Hunter's Fury sent here from Crystal. As Munchkin will get caught by
भाई
one.
क्रिस्टल की अल्ट अच्छी होती है
Swing
यार.
out,
पता नहीं इस
texture
बार
dead, top
कितनी.
screen.
ओह डूडा nice.
Smokes popped, the defuse started. Foxy 9, he's
अरे
just
भाई
around the
कैसे
corner.
से है वो लोग?
And then they
Oh,
try to get the
nice.
shots through there, able to do so. Munchkin now just sat here, pinged down,
Ooh,
dead.
क्या बात है,
Urutan,
Urutan.
huge 4K. This is another
क्या खेलता है
clean
भाई.
round. Global Esports now have a massive economy behind them.
Now you might
अगर
be able to get a
जीत गई तो
timeout
Klurge की
out of
membership
Gen G because this B site has become a liability. They haven't been able to stop these pushes, and again, if Global Esports gets the plant down and can get into their post plant situations, it is very that is disgusting.
Just killing them all through smokes.
But again, if they can get to those moments, Global Esports' comp is very well suited to stop the retakes, and you can see why. 2 rounds in a row, they've been able to do that. Gen G's going to turn up the tempo.
Relay Bolt not going to catch anything. Kelly S able to make it back around the corner here. Crystal to try to defend is just fishing for some damage there with the zaps. And in the end, nothing to be found, so ult gets expended. Just some minor control over the A main. It quickly gets abandoned.
Yeah, trying to set up for the combo play with the util. Set up Texture, but could not quite get there in time. So a drone to re-clear that space here for Global Esports as now the players follow suit. And that has been widely abandoned by Gen G, who's decided they've had enough of the B shenanigans. If you're going to beat us, it's going to be over on the other side of the map this time. Well, Udotan
that is correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ping
Nice,
coming
nice.
down, no one there.
अच्छा है. 4-7 तो हो गया.
Maybe a rude awakening here for the side of Gen G, who just now start getting a sense of this given the time remaining. Plant to come through, and it's going to be another strong post-plant setup here for the side of Global. Darian leading the charge, swing onto the corner. 2 quick kills, looking for the third. Foxy will be able to find one with that stinger in hand. Finds the Vandal pick up, and Foxy finds himself completely unscathed and suddenly on for an ace. He's got the player advantage. Okay, he will be shut down, but Sheriff shots come through from Ash. Caron scoops up a Vandal as well. And Foxy9.
But yep, Foxy9.
Foxy9.
Wow.
सालों अभी तक कुछ काम नहीं कर रहा था मेरा बोलते ही 7-4 का 8-3 हो गया.
So heartbreaking for Global Esports, dude. This looked like a round again that they're going to be able to turn the tide here on this map.
Show me his POV.
Beautiful from Darion.
Yes, there we go.
Stinger first.
Oh.
Oh boy, Foxy क्या मारा है बे.
Man, oh man.
What a play.
That's just, I mean,
कुछ मत बोलो.
the individual skill on that kid is incredible. Moments like that, and your jaw's on the floor.
One bot. Okay, Darion able to survive as Ash, trying to open things up here. Trying to slow things down, I should say, with that concuss. Poppy, my God. A ton of damage.
Now you've got Crossfire to contend with.
And this approach from Art, yeah, he is like, okay, we're gonna put an end to it. The bounce back, swings out, maybe getting a little too confident.
Not ready yet.
Does get shut down. Crystal 30 HP, the other two players full health. Karon all alone to try to make this a 9-3. Otherwise 8-4, we talked about it. Feels like it might be doable. They're nearly lined up for him, but Karon just suffering way too much damage. Push comes in from Kelly's with a shorty in hand. And will be the final round getting closed out here by Global Esports. So 8-4 at the half. Double Sentinel now on the defense. Global right now need to be looking at getting their first pistol win here of the series.
Yeah, and if you can maintain your discipline on the other side of the map here for the side of Global Esports, there's real hope. There's real hope that we're going to push this to a third map. I mean, you're going against a Neon, so it's not like there's an easy way to bypass some of that utility without at least taking a little bit of damage or slowing things up a little bit. This is doable. And you saw, once they got those retakes in place, how difficult it was for GENG to get through. So I think, we'll see. But I see glimpses of hope here for Global Esports. It is still going to be challenging. It is still GENG.
Yeah. MVP, Munchkin, very powerful. not untrue.
You're not wrong, yeah.
By the GENG Classic.
Yeah. Will you win? Yeah, by the GENG Classic.
All right, well, halftime now expiring. Global Esports, they put that right foot forward. But Unithon has been having pretty good half overall, alongside Crystal. Trying to deliver here. Good day, I suppose I should say.
Sure. I mean, Crystal's very solid, like, most of the time. He's had a few rough ones here and there, but he's a very consistent player. Individual skill. I mean, he got that big double to break open the site there for him.
It's pretty much going to be Ghost v Ghost here. Just Poppy. No, rather, it's Kelly S with the classic in half armor.
And Munchkin's just going to try to sell this by himself.
Destroyed.
Solo KO. Sticking around over at B to try to keep players over there. Oxy, nothing that he's really seen.
The turret got broken. It was over on that shop side.
That's why GENG is looking to see if they can punish a player.
Locating targets.
Instead, again, throwing a lot of their util over in the direction of B to try to sell that. And that's drawn Darion over. So they've created a weak side.
Yes, tagged up. Munchkin just looking at flash behind, goes to the peak, nothing there. Nebula in his face.
They're all over the map.
Continue to go, on this linger is the whole rest of GENG gets clustered up. Pushing down in towards Kelly, yes, who is fortunate to only catch a tiny little glimpse there. Slide in, Poppy turns his sights back over, is able to find one. Eats the pressure though, finds himself a second. Just the rest of the team a fighting chance here as Munchkin though disrespecting the nano. Just strafes over it. Darion gets completely caught off guard. Shock dart, however, from Crystal, landing at Karon's feet, is able to find the punish, and now we go into a 2v2.
Comes down to these crossfires for GENG.
On at the ready, Foxy9 eating some damage. Munchkin similarly down to 24. And it looks like they might just be able to make this happen unless Munchkin says otherwise. The tap of the spike, and Crystal gets it done. Global Esports, their first pistol win, their first step towards running back this Pearl.
Huge. Good discipline from Global Esports. I mean, that was a really tricky round from the get-go. They read it pretty quickly that it's not going to be a B hit just off of Munchkin's contact, so they immediately backpedal. That does create that extra angle for the execute for GENG, because Munchkin sticks around and they'll maneuver all the way through B-Link. But maybe GENG just overthinking that round, a step too far. Might have been able to head towards A. I mean, no matter what, you had to deal with Crystal. You get another big round for Global Esports. So, Sheriff for Texture, Sheriff for Foxy9, everybody else with classics. Let's see if they can do any damage.
Right here.
Yudotan, oh, really close here, holding a tight angle.
Yeah, turret set up there. Basically, you know, it's like a 2.2 stack. The turret will just get cleared out from Texture. Yudotan now is filling even more space and gets himself the double. Ash and Foxy9 both going to be taken out as Munchkin able to tuck back around the corner. Avoids taking damage. So 3 Sheriffs still in play here for the side of GENG. Opportunities to deal some damage, perhaps. As Texture does get caught by that concuss.
Well, he's not going to be bothered. Yudotan not quite in a position to punish. Still, info's there. Poppy up to bat.
Vision.
Shots out, backs away. Darion, opposite side of Halls. Yeah, Marshall in hand.
30 seconds left.
Getting past that, going to prove to be maybe a little bit difficult. As quick scope in, Munchkin. Just get put down. Peek out. Thanks for the second shot. Able to find it, and what is that shot on the Crystal? Holy hell!
Oh my God!
Looking for the plant spot. Caron down underneath. Will eventually die, but oh my God!
Oh my God!
That was disgusting.
I thought they nerfed that.
They did.
They didn't nerf Texture though.
Good Lord. And it's like the moment that he's about to get behind the box too.
Jeez.
The last possible pixel that he could slide that bullet past before it would be a wall bang.
Just absolutely nasty.
All right, well, buy round now here for the side of GENG. Texture, a tiny little bit taken from the Thorns.
Let's see if they can deal with this Vice Wall. Do have Munchkin's ult. They're actually just scooping that up and going to the other side. I mean, you'll see this a lot where teams are going to want to harass the longer angles when you're going up against the weaker buys. So therefore, B site seems like it's more favorable to you. However, Bulldog there. Yudotan has a Guardian. Not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. Some pre-spam. Not going to connect with anybody. GENG does get the spot on the player behind screens, but that sends Darion back towards the alley. Caught him with the knife, so they've been able to track Darion, and instead, just going to try the other side of the map, though.
Quick relay, just threatening Crystal off that drone. Hugging into the corner here at the bottom of the stairs.
30 seconds left.
If it's a crossover towards Art. Time starting to tick down. 25 seconds remaining. As no command could be popped. Crystal, he's blinded up. Oh. And Ash, okay, is able to get in the punish before. Texture ends up getting taken down. Kelly pushing out from Flowers. 2 headshots found, but Foxy9 comes to the rescue. Keeping his IGL protected and afloat in the map. Opponents not to be converted. GENG re-establish a 3-round lead, but they do suffer some losses.
That was very messy. Just a timing entry where everything has to go well, and it gets pretty spicy there. I mean, if somebody isn't coming through art. That could be devastating. And Kelly, yeah, still able to find two. Foxy9 again coming up huge for GENG when they need him most. Able to get a big one. Operator though for Darion, and they're pushing out along B. Meanwhile, GENG on the other side, trying to get aggressive.
Oh, just disrespecting all this util. Alarm pod, nano beat, damn texture. Up for his pound of flesh and finds it, Yutan. Absolutely destroyed. Kelly has stunned up there as the concuss comes through. Texture.
भाई अब मैं बोलूं नहीं बोलूं भाई वो लोग मार रहे हैं यार.
Fast pace here from the side of GENG, and Global Esports just can't quite keep up.
अब शायद मेरे बोलने देखो चैट एक चीज ज्यादा टाइम तक काम नहीं करती ना.
Texture, Mr. 4K.
देख रहे हो?
We'll end it right there. I was gonna say, Texture, I don't think you want that. We all know what happens if you get the ace.
You got to give the people. I just heard him.
His mode of despair down on stage. As Darion is desperately trying to hold on to this thing, but Foxy is in the perfect position to get the punish. The op going to be left down on the floor.
भाई ace खा लिया ना.
He is still going
off. देना था. Ace दे देते ना जीत जाते भाई.
This is disgusting from Texture. I mean, one way to get past the Sentinel util, just go.
Okay, full screen reaction. Here we go.
No.
Oh,
no.
Come on. There we go. Perfectly cut screams.
And then look at that side.
Perfectly cut scream. That is...
For Texture, the 4 kill is the most delicious.
All right, Darion, getting spicy with it, able to find the headshot on the one.
भाई आज समझ में आया कि मैं 10 मिनट शांत भी नहीं बैठ सकता. मेरे अंदर जो खुजली हो रही थी अभी, मुंह बंद रखा था तो इतनी खुजली हो रही है माँ कसम.
On the late lurk. Playing out down. Oh, tempted the knife. Sun onto the corner. As the wall gets ready to fall, double push up through the halls, and Texture able to go ahead and note the fall.
भाई अब तो कोई नहीं बचा सकता भाई. मैं स्टैंड अप हो जाऊं, कपड़े खोल दूं, नंगा हो जाऊं, पीछे नग्न प्रदर्शन कर दूं मैं अपना. नहीं जीता सकता भाई.
When you come out here and you get to see Texture, get the 4K and get denied the ace, I mean, the people got exactly what they wanted today.
Oh, God.
It's just a thing of beauty. I mean, you just try to get aggressive with the Blade Storm here and doesn't work out. Holding the halls well. I like the way Yudotan was trying to bait out some contact from GENG, working along the edge of that contact divide. Didn't really pan out. Operator again,
सब मुंह खोल के सामने आ गए.
Trying to go through mid doors. He missed.
Oh, no, he hit the leg.
Nice.
So the swap to short comes away with the kill, but Foxy mows down 3. Overstays, however, and Yudotan is there for the punish. Suddenly we're into a 3v3. Just getting a little bit wobbly here in the round.
भाई मेरे को क्या लगता है चैट पता है?
There's the push up continuing here onto the side. Yudotan there at Hall, peek out. Crystal able to find
गेम
one
भी
down.
अच्छा है प्लेयर्स का.
Eliminated.
और मेरे को शनि है. राहु केतु भारी है और के.
Deep flank coming in though, however, from Kelly S.
Wow, good flank.
Have they noted this at
क्या
all?
बात है?
Ash tagged
Good
up
art.
dead. There's the final blast.
Flank तो expect कर ही नहीं सकता.
Is still planted in play. Munchkin though, potentially at risk as the wider swing continues. And yeah, back is turned, has no idea where the Vice is coming from, and Global Esports will go ahead and pick up round 18.
Yeah, this time they're able to deal with some of that aggression. You know, Texture's just trying to fly through. And Darion switches over to that shorty. Got him with maybe 1 or 2 bullets out of it.
देखो ना ये क्या टाइमिंग थी भाई. क्या टाइमिंग थी.
Finds a perfect time to take Khan out of the equation. Steps out the door, skips up a kill, backs right up, has the Hunter's Fury.
आप हेडशॉट की बात करते हो, ये लोग सिर्फ बॉडी शॉट मार रहे हैं.
Very well handled. Crystal again, playing very well. Darion having an okay map, 14 and 16. Had to do a lot of the dirty work on that attacker side, so I don't fault him too much for the death scoreline. Flash play to set up Texture. GE just holding at the bottom of the ramp. Oh, Crystal got him though.
Got him.
Whoa!
Texture picked
मार लिया
off.
भाई क्रिस्टल्स को.
Great shot there from Crystal. Global Esports Position to try to snowball this. Flash going through. Munchkin holding his own.
Nice bait and switch.
Oh, Haran. Omnipresent. Yuton clearly wanted to try to challenge for this. And it's a fight that he just cannot win. Some damage suffered here on the entry. Munchkin down low. Shock dart. Let's see if he can deliver it once more. No, misses the bounce. Trying to bank it off the screen.
कहाँ पे मार रहा है शॉट डॉट?
One was on the money, but there's no one there to eat it.
Revealing area.
Would have been beautiful.
Knocking them. Can't use that
ओ
yet.
भाई
Because just go ahead and
भाई जेंजी तो उनको
hold it
बाहर भी
back.
नहीं आने देगी अभी.
Ultimately for global esports, this is just gonna have to be a save call, you would suspect.
Looks like it.
You don't have the money.
वेल कोचिंग वेन भाई मेंबरशिप ले लो. आज निकल रात को एक एम ट्रेनिंग की स्ट्रीम होगी बस.
Yeah, he
Look
wanted
to
his
go
ult to work.
hunting a little
डेडिकेटेड
bit, so
स्ट्रीम
yeah,
होगी
chase
मेंबर्स
forward.
ओनली रात को कल.
Thor picked up. And that is just going to be the rest of Gen G. Tucking back, staying alive. Getting the win. Taking this now up 12-7. Match point in their hands.
Man, sometimes Karan just looks so smooth, dude. This,
You mean most of the time?
most of the time.
ओ शॉट दिया ना.
This first one. God, that's good. A little less, but still able to recover it in time.
ये कास्टर्स अंबती राइडो जैसे क्यों है भाई?
Smooth criminal.
तूने बोला आज हो कि नहीं? अभी हैदराबाद आ रहे हैं. हैदराबाद के साथ जाना है ना.
Smattering of guns there.
अभी
Stinner
हैदराबाद
for Yudotan,
अभी मैं इसके बाद
Guardian
तुरंत ये
for
स्ट्रीम
Poppy.
खत्म करके निकलूंगा.
So,
Yep.
हैदराबाद के लिए.
Three.
हैदराबाद के लिए.
Ultimate's here to work
हैदराबाद के
with
पास
this
जाने के लिए.
GE. So if they can get a good steel garden in, could mitigate some of the shortcomings here in the
इसके
arsenal.
बाद गेमिंग पता नहीं भाई, पता नहीं. अभी हैदराबाद से पूछना पड़ेगा
Tough
कि वो
part
कब
is
वो
so many ults as
कब हम
well
लोग
to
पार्टी
deal
कर रहे
with.
हैं. लेट नाइट
Just
पार्टी
kinda
कर
have to
रहे
wait
हैं.
out. So if Gen G gets
सुबह
the
तक पार्टी कर
plans,
रहे हैं.
Rotating off, eh?
I
Pretty much.
don't know why.
बुखार है पर कोई दिक्कत की बात नहीं है.
Yeah, ping down over on long. Will just be Darian left, watching from flowers.
Maybe something to do with Munchkin's knife. That's the only thing I can work out of that.
अब तो अभी नहीं. या तो
Starting to
लर्न है
slowly drift back
आज
over
लर्न है.
towards this position, but
आज विन नहीं लग रहा
G
मुझे.
gonna
आज
look for the
लर्न
exec
लग रहा
here.
है.
Stand your ground.
As the Armageddon shoves Darian back over towards Secret.
गुड भाई.
Behind the corner, 0 point. Goes ahead, confirms his position. Is overdrive now, pop, texture. Looking to up the pace off the back of the steel guard and says, well, I don't need a gun. Got lightning fingers, looks
Ooh,
for a little
nice.
bit more. Crystal able to go ahead and put him down, but eats so much damage. 17 health remaining here on the Sova of Global.
साउंड आ गया इसका.
Caron still alive here on the side.
Nice.
Foxy 9
Wow,
gunning
Foxy
down
9
two.
है भाई
Spike now
जिंदा.
getting planted.
जब तक फॉक्सी 9 जिंदा है कुछ नहीं हो
This Cosmic
सकता भाई.
Divide
GG है
gonna be called in.
GG.
Crystal dead before the wall. Ends up coming through. Swing out, Caron once again goes for it out wide. And 13-7, Gen G looking dominant here in this series. Get themselves a 2-0 victory
क्वालीफाई हो गए ना ये लोग. ये लोग
over
क्वालीफाई हो
Global
गए ना.
Esports.
Yeah, this is really starting to click for Gen G. Little
And
bit of a bounce back
RCB back at it again, baby.
here in stage 1 to really find their form. You gotta like some of the ideas at times, but you know, having to switch out duelists again, things just don't feel comfortable for them just yet.
चलो दोस्तों, अगर अब गेमिंग की बात होगी तो गेमिंग वाली स्ट्रीम अगर होगी तो मैं दूसरी स्ट्रीम चालू करूंगा, क्योंकि ये स्ट्रीम आगे कंटिन्यू करके मेरे को ये स्ट्रीम का लक आगे से नहीं ले जाना है. तो अब मैं इसीलिए बस बंद कर रहा हूँ स्ट्रीम. ताने दीदी लाइव आ गई. लेट्स गो भाई साहब. अभी हम जा रहे हैं. अभी हैदराबाद से बात करेंगे. ठीक है, क्या करना है, क्या सीन है आज का, फिर आज का सीन देखेंगे. बाकी आज तो दोस्तों आज जीजी हो गया है. कोई दिक्कत की बात नहीं है. थोड़ा होल्ड करता हूँ, कुछ नहीं. कुछ न बोलूँ कुछ नहीं. टीम को क्या करूँ भाई, कुछ परफॉर्म ही नहीं कर रहे. एटलीस्ट फाइट्स तो देख, कुछ 2-0 हार रहे मैच भाई. देख ऐसा है ना भाई, ये साल भी मेरे को लग रहा है ये साल भी लर्न है. और यस मतलब नेक्स्ट टाइम इज़ द नेक्स्ट टाइम. ट्विटर पे क्लिप डाल देता हूँ मैं, वो वाली देख लेना. जाओ ट्विटर पे फॉलो कर दो, वहाँ पे एक क्लिप डाल देता हूँ डेंजरस वाली. और बस वो देख लेना. बोल दूंगा मैं. अभी मैंने बस बोल दिया है कि ये साल नहीं है जी का, नेक्स्ट ईयर इज़ जी का ईयर.
ठीक है, चलो सी या, टेक केयर, बाय बाय एवरीवन, लव यू ऑल। अगर नेक्स्ट स्ट्रीम होती है तो आ जाना, उसमें नहीं होती है तो फिर कल मिलते हैं। ओके, बाय बाय बाय।